Welcome everyone. Get rid of this starting soon thing. Okay, welcome everyone. We are obsing the mats. It's April 2025. This is part 2. We've already obsed a couple of games from the Swiss round. And I'm going to see if we can finish out the rest of the good matches from the Swiss rounds. My volume working? Okay. Let's see, this is no GG versus Hero. No GG with their double hammer, triple hammer. So 3 front, 2 mez, monk dead. Hero with 2 front, ranger double mez. No. 3 front, ranger 1 mez. They're getting beat up pretty bad. I think we might give this one a skip. Alright, so what do we have next? So we saw XLS versus EOC. Previous video. We have, oh yes, we saw Fist versus IV. That was where Fist had Ranger Spike and IV had Triple Mez with AOD, but Fist had PNH. We got Rudy versus Dark Shadow Force. Maybe I'll watch that one later. We have Mile versus No GG. No. Yeah? No GG? That's No GG, right? Yep. Okay. No GG versus Mile. 4th round of Swiss, I think. Mile with triple front, double Mez, Dervish Prot. Did I say Mile? I meant No GG. And Mile with triple front, double Mez, Monk Prot. Nobody out the back for Mile. No GG sending out Warrior, Dervish, and 8. And Mez. So no GG starting off with 4 top, 4 bottom. Mile starting off with 8 top, and no second flag. So Mile kind of trying to cheese the start of this. Two Balthazar, 1 Lisa. Whereas no GG has 1 Lisa, 1 Balthazar, 1 Hammer. And we'll see how no GG react. They're backing off. Sending half of their split, or 3 out of 4 of their split back to the main. And capture the shrine. No second flag for either team. In fact, Mile just dropped the flag way back. Mile is going all in cheese in this 8v8. It's interesting that Mile would do the strategy. Usually they will split on almost any map, it seems. However, on Worms, one of the biggest split maps, they go for 8v8. So no GG have capped, they're running second on Mez Assassin, pushing with Dervish. Heal Monk helps the Dervish. Balthazar runs for Mile. And Mile not even worried at all about the Health Shrine. pushing the Mesmer Assassin with their Lisa. That was wrapped on something. Dervish Prot though is back to help the Mesmer Assassin. And Lisa pulls back, going towards the shrine or the back door. Miles struggling big time at their front door. Balthazar Dervish here with the flag is blocked by the Lisa. Miles Lisa Dervish followed by the Mez Assassin of no GG because no GG no longer has to run flags. This Mesmer Assassin is just free to do whatever he wants. And what he wants to do is follow the Lisa around. Shut him down everywhere he goes. Balthazar Dervish finally gets through. It's almost even a boost for no GG. 2 minutes into the game. It's pretty rare. Balthazar Dervish of no GG that tries to run the flag is getting pushed by the Balthazar Dervish of Mile. Eats a final signet of pious restraint, and the number 8 monk not in range to remove it, but Harry is, comes back. Now the Lisa of Mile is unopposed. Mesmer of no GG here. I'm not sure what he did there. He did not run a backup flag, it seems, and the shrine has now been captured by Mile. But Mile running on their Mez Assassin, which is the Lisa response, which means the Lisa can run straight into the base, and a monk has to follow. There's the flag drop, means that the Mez Assassin can now come back to defend the Lisa. And the Lisa has to be careful. 7 monk is following from no GG. At the same time that no GG is capping, so Mile actually have a big advantage now at the main team. They have to be quite careful here at the main, but their Dervish is now splitting off to the Health Shrine. And they will probably get some NPCs from this. So no GG feeling the pain a little bit, but not enough. Here's the cap on the Health Shrine by the Lisa Dervish of Mile. Flag coming on the Dom Mez. However, no GG running on their Mez Assassin, so Dom Mez not in as much risk as he might otherwise be. Ooh. Okay, that's not good. So Mile lost a knight and an archer. Usually you want to drop both the knights. A bit unfortunate for them. You want to keep the archer alive, because that knight that remains can be bowled on other NPCs now as well. Saved by the Health Shrine there, I think. Extra bit of health. Mile running now on Balthazar, which allows their Mez Assassin to counter the Lisa if the Lisa pushes again. They definitely don't want, because they haven't got many more NPCs to lose. It'll be interesting to see if no GG decides to get the Health Shrine back at some point. No GG now capping on Mez. I guess no GG would probably go for the Health Shrine if they ever got really far ahead on flags and weren't able to kill. That would make sense. So now Mile runs on the Mez Assassin, which again is the defense against the Lisa, which means that the number 8 is going to have to defend the Lisa. If the number 7 pushes up, which he is. Number 7 followed by Balthazar Dervish though, so this is a risky spot here for the number 7. Previously the Balthazar of Mile did not collapse on him, but now that he is, that's a very dangerous spot to be in. Prot Monk arrives though, or Prot Dervish arrives of no GG, save the 7 monk, but now main is in a little bit of trouble. Getting low. Okay, now they're all together, so they should stabilize. And the Mez Assassin stuck with the flag. If he gets blocked, this Dervish is free, The Balthazar Dervish of Miles falling back on the Lisa of no GG, but that's not going to be very helpful at all. Looks like this is going to be some more NPCs. He's holding. Miles Mesmer is holding the flag. He has to cap and go back. Does now. A little late though. And this could be some NPCs. Having trouble bowling the knight though. Let the archer die. Big mistake. No GG's main team though is suffering. Oh. And the monks are dead. The Prot Dervish and the number 8 monk are dead. That would have been against 3 damage, I think. So Balthazar and Lisa and Mesmer take out the Dervish, Prot, and the 8 monk of no GG. That's not a good sign. Mesmer Assassin of no GG goes down to the health shrine. That means they're gonna have to run flag on something else. They're going back on Lisa Dervish. It means that they don't want to push. So there'll be no pushing at the moment while no GG caps the health shrine. They're probably going to play very defensive to establish this advantage. Lisa Dervish of Mile wants to contest the health shrine, but he's just going to get pushed back by the Mez Assassin, most likely. There's some double running by no GG. They ran this flag on the Balthazar, now they're running the next on the Lisa. Ooh, Mile takes a death. Losing the health shrine, not good for a Mile. Not able to res either. Old monks here, but they are not stable enough. Lisa Dervish just gets pushed back, so that's a big amount of wasted time by the Lisa Dervish here of Mal. Balthazar Dervish is caught out a little bit, but seems like he's fine. But Mal's main team is just mincemeat at this point. NoGG does have to run a flag, which they're doing now on the Lisa. And Mal are running for their lives. And NoGG are following. Mal's only remaining monks are in their base. They're defending against Balthazar and a Mesmer. Meanwhile, the Mesmer Assassin of NoGG is chasing the Lisa, who has his avatar down. If there's another snare, this Lisa could be dead. Oh, he goes back in. He wants to die before time. He's gonna have to pop Mine Rack, and he does. Probably could have survived. Oh, actually maybe not, because he didn't have Lisa up. He's probably a lot slower, because his speed boost doesn't recharge fast enough without Lisa. Anyhow, Mal is very far behind now. Grabbing flag on the Lisa Dervish, so that they can run it through without wiping. Hopefully. No, it's proving a little bit too difficult. Even though the Mez Assassin isn't even on the Lisa. Ooh. Mal getting quite low. Still trying to run the flag through. Drops it. Almost dead. Saved himself by dropping that flag. Good decision making. On the other side though, Mal do take a death. Here comes the res, followed by the Mesmer. Nope, not resing. Running off to the health shrine. Followed by the Mez Assassin, which is followed by a Lisa that didn't have Harriers up. So did not cripple with his spear. And off the Mez Assassin goes. Balthazar Dervish turns around though. He's got Val Piety by the way, so he helps him a little bit. Not too much though. Against the Mesmers. No monk in range. Here comes number 8. Ruptured. Is patient. Saves the Dervish. And that's a dead monk. Yeah, Mile not able to get out of the base now. And it looks like that's game over. Well done to no GG. Solid performance. What do we have next? So that was this one. Got Fist versus SQD. Got... yeah, let's do Fist versus SQD. Fist with sort of standard-ish build. Frenzy Warrior though. So it's 2 front. Ranger, double Mez. Looks like Fist is actually playing off position though. Usually Poet would be on a Ranger or a Mesmer. Sebi here would be on a Monk. Ali would be on a Monk. Bounty's on his normal position Mez. Purif would be on a Monk. Yoko would be on something else. And I guess Luke would be on something else too. I'm not sure who this is. Anyhow, SQD is playing very odd build. No Mesmer, Earth Alley. Super old school. Air, so probably Lightning Surge over here. SQD going with 4 to the shrine at the start. Fist going with 3. So that's Ranger, Warrior, and Monk for Fist. Warrior, Monk, Ellie, Monk. 2 monks for SQD. Bit strange. In fact, Fist could probably hold this for a while, to be honest. Even with 3v4, because the Ranger probably counters the Ellie pretty hard. Rend, and the Monk probably has Spirit Bond. Yeah, he does. Pro Monk of Fist is arriving though, which means that at main team, Fist have 1 Monk against 2 damage, but it's an Earth Alley, which probably gets shut down quite easily, and a Dervish. And Fist also have 2 damage against SQD's 1 Monk, and SQD's Monk goes down because you can't shut down this Mesmer so easily. Whereas the Earth Alley of SQD can be shut down very easily. And the Mesmer also has a lot more damage, better ability to take out a Monk than the Earth Alley does. The Earth Alley is for slows and control and flag running and defense, but you don't see them much these days because they get wrecked pretty hard by Mesmers. SQD bringing the flag back. So Fist 1 at the bottom as well, capped the shrine in the 4v4. Stalemate 4v4 though, of course, because it's 2 monk on each side versus 2 damage. So neither team should take any death. Is it different now though? Is it still? It's Ranger Warrior, 2 monks, yeah. Versus Warrior Warrior. Monk. Is it? No. I'm confused now. Whatever it is, SQD just lost it. Mesmer of SQD arrives to help out. Yes, it's 1 monk for SQD, so SQD sent their other monk to main team, because their main team was dying. Also just 2 damage at the bottom. I think. I don't know, this game's confusing me a little bit. Anyhow. Just very far ahead. What was that? Thought I saw like a heal signature or something. Fist trying to gather together at the main team. SQD is not letting them though. SQD keeping a presence at the back door. Monk getting jumped. No jaw yet. There's the jaw for the weakness. Monk doesn't have Dark Escape, it seems. Does a purge. Ooh, there's the Rend and the Guardian. The KD, and he's cooked. Not much he can do against that, unless he has Return or Dark Escape or something. Necro's caught. Yep, he's crippled, he's the coward, and he's dead too. And Warrior also dead. So this was Fist's split team from the start that they wanted to go out the back door with, and it seems like it's working very well. Frenzy. Okay, so the Frenzy Warrior has Coward. His axe. I mean, obviously his axe, but he has Coward is the interesting part. Very non-standard. 8 getting jumped again, gets saved. Earth Ellie getting smashed. Yep, 2 Mesmers. Not much you can do as an Earth Ellie against 2 Mesmers. Lightning Surge looking for a split opportunity, getting followed now by the Ranger. He's faster than a Ranger though, so it's good that he was able to get out. Ranger is also followed by the Dervish who eats the cripple. And it seems like... okay, there's his Harriers. So now we may have a 1v1 between a Rend Ranger and a Lightning Surge. If the Ranger has Lightning Armor, then it's very hard to kill him. If he does not have Lightning Armor, then the RLE can actually do a lot against him. Can push him back quite quickly. However, the Ranger can usually escape unless he gets in real close. Doesn't look like there's Lightning Armor. What got interrupted though? Lightning. It wasn't Lightning Surge that got interrupted. One disadvantage for this alley, it looks like he doesn't have a 60-60. There's a Ren, he's got Patient Spirit, that's good. He used Aura Resto, that's very good. So he's playing it well. Ranger's gonna have to pull back now. Ranger might be dead actually. Yep, and that's why you don't get in close if you don't have Lightning Armor. Yep. You want to keep your distance so you can go back and get a heal. Because if you go back and get a heal, you're back at full health and the Ellie's energy is still bottomed out. So you just want to prolong that. As the Ranger, you want to prolong that fight for as long as you can. Because it's very hard for the Ellie to win it when it's on low energy, and once it is low energy, it doesn't get back. So Air Ellie finding some success. He does get solo blocked now by the monk, and now he's caught by the snare. He should still probably be fine as long as he doesn't get collapsed. Because I don't think, if he's got high energy, the Mesmer won't have enough to kill him unless he tries to cast. Yep, Fist is turning around and running though. Although their prop monk is here. It would probably be good for Fist to engage because the Ellie would burn a bunch of energy and they wouldn't be able to score a kill. But Fist playing it safe. That's a complicate on the lightning surge, so he's out of the game for the next 15 seconds or so. Or however long it takes to get that skill back. Running on the Mez Assassin, which is always an interesting move because that's something you want to defend with. They do have a Ranger though, so I guess they can always defend with the Ranger while the Mesmer runs. Against SQD's build, it's not like SQD has a Lisa or something, which the Ranger can't defend. In fact, the only thing the Ranger wouldn't be able to defend is the Necro. The Necro would destroy the Ranger. So it would be smart of them if they split the Necro. But you do have to have some practice though as the Necro to be splitting like that. Just pushing the flag a little bit, but it's Warrior against Necro, so there's nothing you can do as a Warrior. Interesting that SQD still has the Shrine. Fist has not opted to go for it again. They're running flag on the Ranger actually. Which is usually a desperation move, I think. Either that or they feel like he's not having much effect in this game. Maybe they feel like they can kill with the two Mesmers. Pass the flag to the Mez to run it through. You know why? It's probably because... yeah. Because they want the range to defend in the base instead of outside the base. Don't want him to skirmish because he died in the 1v1. Makes sense. All of a sudden though, it's not looking so good for Fist. They are going to have to take back the Shrine, it seems. I don't know about this though. Yeah. Pushing a bit too hard, take a death at main. Fist is like responding with two monks, keeping a lot of damage at main team. I think that's a mistake. They should just let the Lightning Surge solo split. Reduce their risk at main by having all their defense and healing here. But try and play a little bit risky and main team wipes. And that's probably game. This should have enough time to end it. Alright, on to the next game. So that was Fist versus Squad. Oh, we got Rudy versus VI, or IV. see what this one is to make sure we're not missing anything. Nah, henchman. Alright, Rudy versus IV. Not my favorite map for Rudy. I do love their AVA builds. Looks like they've cooked up something spicy though for this map. Love to see it. 4-4 split, is it? Some kind of strange 4-4 split. We go to Illusion of Haste Ritualist. Rend Ranger, double Ellie. Main team is 2 monks. So Rudy is running a lot of healing. Good to see. Sometimes in a 4-4 teams will not run much healing. And that's a strong main team. Usually I'd say it's probably better to have a Dervish with the Mesmer main, but Warrior is also fine. Warrior and Mesmer means that if IV only have 1 monk at main, oh, he's running Illusion of Haste actually, so maybe it's not so good. But anyway, these 2 guys can probably take out a solo monk if the situation arises. Which means that backside, all they have to do is win against solo monk to force IV to send a second monk backside. So in other words, if split wins, it lets main win. And IV is giving up the backside. Ooh, Crip Anguish. Okay. Now we're cooking. Interesting. We'll see if IV's Mesmer here has enough ping, or has low enough ping, to take out the Crip Anguish. It seems like he does, because he was able to rupt the 1-second Illusion of Haste. So that means he probably can rupt the Crip Anguish if he needs to, which is a pretty big deal. The split of Rudy is going hard, defended by... Ooh, only a Ranger and a Monk. This is 3 damage. Ooh, what the... That was AOD. This Ritualist has AOD. That's gonna be weird for IV to defend against. Luckily they have Moo and he normally runs PNH. So that'll help them a lot against... Yeah, he's got PNH. Help them a lot against AOD. And with the Rend Ranger as well, they may actually be able to defend this 3v4. Seems like they are. Rudy's main team is all dead. Unfortunately for them. As IV have a player advantage at main. So IV have 4 damage at main against the 2 monks of Rudy. It's a pretty difficult spot for Rudy to be in. Now, when the other team loads up with damage at main and only has 1 monk, that's one thing. But when they also have the player advantage, so you can't even take advantage of the 1 monk, that's a whole other situation. So, yeah. Now Rudy's only 3 on splits. Their Ranger is... Was it Ranger? No. Yeah, Ranger. Ranger is going back to main. As they can't afford to have the player disadvantage. Not even player disadvantage anymore, it's like... They evened it out. They started defending with 4 against 4. Caltrops. And Rudy is in retreat, having a bit of difficulty here. IV takes death at main. So IV now suffering from the fact that they have Solo Monk at main. No, sorry, they have 2 monks at main, not Solo. Oh man, this game is confusing. Okay, so here's the situation. It's 3v3 on split. It's 1 monk, 2 damage versus 1 monk, it's a ritualist, 2 damage. So Rudy loses the split now as the Ellie dies and the ritualist will die soon after. At the main team, it's kind of even fight as well. It's 2 monks and 3 damage versus 2 monks and 3 damage. And IV is not running the flag. It looks like Rudy might boost. So, not good to take an after time death, but at least DP will be removed by the boost. Doesn't look like IV really want to run a flag. They're now running on Dervish. Main team Dervish. Or rather melee Dervish. Mage Hunters. Okay, this game is really confusing to me. Okay. What's going on now? They boosted, right? No, they didn't boost. They didn't boost. Rudy did not boost. They must have just like not pushed the flag at all. That's really unfortunate. Bring the flag in now on the Crypt Anguish, but he's running away. And for good reason, because he might have died there. Rudy's in full retreat. So they've lost the flag, they've lost the health shrine, they have an Ellie dead after time. Dropping the flag. Maybe the Necro skill is not helping as much on the monk as you might hope. So Rudy getting pushed back. Accumulating a lot of DP at this point. This is their third wipe. And now they're stuck in AV8 with a lot of DP. Average of 30 DP. And IV's boosting in 30 seconds as well. IV's ranger prepares to defend a split, potentially. I guess. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe they don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, they don't need him because IV's winning a 7v8 at main without him. Rigor Mortis. This is an interesting dervish bar. Word of healing, by the way, on the number 4 of Rudy. Not heal burst, like you'd normally see. Okay, Ranger coming back now. He's had his little vacation. And seems like this is pretty much over. Interesting Ellie bar. It looks like it's half fire, half air. And he has blinding flash too. Congrats to IV. I'm interested to see more of this Dervish Necro bar. Very unorthodox. It's a curses Dervish. Which is interesting because people don't bring that much hex removal these days. They bring deep hex removal, they bring things like Purge Signet. Actually, I don't know, what do people even bring? Because surely you can't on a heal monk bring double hex remove and infuse, can you? Do you have to drop Guardian then? Or drop Signet of Rejuve? Well, whatever it is, people don't normally bring hex remove on the prot monk these days. Which means that a curses bar would be stronger than it would have been like 10 years ago. Anyhow, next up, we've got... What do we got? We got Rudy versus Henchway Guild. Mal versus Hero. Oh, here we go. No GG versus Fist. Yeah, you think I need more range expertise swords? I agree. Thankfully it's anniversary so I can get some more. Right, anyhow, let's see. Okay, no GG with triple mez. Triple mez. Double front. This is going to be a good game. And we got Fist with their Ranger Spike. Ranger Spike with the Mez Paragon. Mez Paragon has the deep wound. They most likely have Snare on both Rit here and the number 8 monk, who runs Ice Prison. Fist is going out the portal. No GG is going to main team. No GG have a nice gimmick counter with the 3 Mez. But as we saw earlier on, actually, in the MAT, in the Swiss round, I think 2 or 3 before this one, Fist was running PNH, and they played against a team that had 3 Mez with AOD. It was IV actually, and the PNH just fully hard countered the AOD to the point where Fist was running on their 8 monk all game and defending splits with their prot monk. It was so uneven. So if no GG have AOD, if they're dependent on AOD, then they're going to be in big trouble if Fist still have the PNH. So let's see, is it triple Dom Mez or do they have an illusion? Oh, okay, that's Dom. It's illusion. It's illusion. Do we have PNH? They're training out the Mesmer. That's the game plan. No PNH yet. They must not have it. Aura of Faith. Okay, so no GG has a chance. Dervish goes down, but that's going to happen. If they can res him up, they can't res him up. The pact must have been ruptured. Maybe both packs are ruptured. Not a good start to the game. And now they're... What are they doing? Number 8 of Fist is running the flag. Where's the flag of no GG? Who has the flag? Where is it? There it is. There's the cap. Okay, now's their chance. They should be able to kill this guy, surely. There's only 2 monks. Come on, that should have been power spiked. There's only 2 monks for Fist right now. Where's the damage? They don't have wastrels. They should have wastrels, surely, with this build. There he goes. There's the damage. Okay. There's the damage. That probably took a lot longer than it should have, but anyway, they get the kill, and Fist is forced to pull back. Now they have to watch this Dervish very closely. He's got some DP. He hasn't got much armor against this spike. And this might be an after time kill on the 8 monk. On the 7 monk. The 8 monk is out of position because he tried to run flag through the corals. And Fist is getting punished for the disrespectful play of running the flag on number 8 monk. Number 8 of no GG is also pretty far away. The full spike of Fist is here though, so they could put out a lot of damage very quickly if they want to. I think that was a spike, but it might have been Aegis. The Ritualist is dead. I wonder if they still have the deep wound when the Ritualist is dead. They might not actually, which means that it's going to be very difficult for them to kill. And Fist is falling apart. I think Fist build definitely gets countered, like without the PNH, because this Mesmer is such an easy target to kill. I think that not having a wastrels, in my opinion, is a disadvantage. People don't really run wastrels counters anymore either. So when you're running AOD with frustration, running wastrels is very strong. Camp out Mesmers. Anyway, Fist will survive long enough. do base res. They're going to take some more DP though. Ooh, look at that prot strike on the dervish. I wonder what the idea is behind that. Oh, you know what it is? They're obviously just training down, so prot strike just adds a bit more damage. They're not going for like a signet of pious restraint or something. Should be a more balanced playstyle. They're just going for a cheese. So Mesmer's pushing up a little bit. He's in range now. There's a spike. Almost takes out the Mesmer of no GG. Very close. Does get saved. Now they're back on the Mez. There's the snare. Where's the AOD? No AOD yet, I think. There it is. Here we go. Mesmer goes down though of no GG. And he takes out his res. He used Humsick, so he doesn't have res now. He can't pact for the next 10 seconds. Big mistake. Now he's waiting to use the res. Now he uses it. Okay, good Aegis. Now they got to be really careful on this Dom Mez. Are they going for it? They're pushing up for the spike. Here it comes. Is it going to be on the Dom Mez? It is. But he gets saved. He dodges it and it gets saved. So they're going to camp this Mesmer again, right? Kindle Arrows gets erupted. Dom Mez probably wants to pull back because if he dies, it's game over. Yeah, here's the damage and he's dead. It's really odd to see this style of AOD play though, to be honest. I mean, I swear for all that I can remember, all AOD games that I can remember, you'd train a guy out and you'd have consistent damage, but instead of going for consistent damage over time, they're just going for the spike with the double Dom Mez, with double E-Surge. So it worked very well this game, but it's not my experience. I mean, if it works, what can you say? Well played to no GG and good choice on the builds. Definitely got a nice counter. And Fist, of course, they must know that it's not the optimal build. They're just playing that because it's Swiss, I bet. Alright. Next up, should we watch IV, XLS? Watch EOC versus Squad first. EOC going for their patented 6 damage, 5 LE, 1 Mez build. And Squad with the no Mesmers. Oh, Squad is about to get annihilated. This is going to be a fast game. Squad does not know what's about to hit them. So, 5 LEs, this is April Flux. So for anyone who doesn't know already, it's plus 30% damage against the same primary profession. So these 5 LEs are going to be doing plus 30% damage against these 2 LEs of Squad. And Squad have no interrupts, and the only enchantment move they have is Strip on the Necro. So these LEs are gonna get, they're gonna get cooked. They're gonna get totally roasted. And I'm sure that EOC probably has a lot of blinds. When they played this before, they had, like earlier in the map, they had the 3 air and 2 fire. So that's a lot of blinds, and there's no way to erupt it. You can't drain the Ellie's energy. You don't have E-Surge or E-Burn. You can't remove their enchants very easily. So this is not good for a Squad. And EOC plays well around the portals. They take full position at the stand because they rush the portal, force SQD to go back, and then retake center. Which is a nice little trick you can do with the portals because the portal distance is so much shorter than the main distance. And now SQD might as well pretty much resign out of the game at this point, because there's not a chance in hell they're winning this. EOC just gonna sit back and chill. Well, I said it was going to be a fast game, but I might have lied because they're not doing anything. Come on, do something. Neither team wants to push over the choke point. If I'm EOC, I think about pulling back now and just letting SQD push. They must see by now that SQD does not have any mesmers, doesn't have any rend, unless it's on the necro. Here comes the push, over the bridge. Very ballsy. Not even trying to keep the footman alive. This one though is kept alive, and the necro is running. The only enchant remove is leaving, and SQD is just gonna follow and roast these guys alive. If they can reach him, can they get out of range? Ellie gets snared, and he's dead. And Dervish that tried to follow almost went down as well. EOC now pushing through the portal. SQD is in full-on panic mode, taking a lot of damage. They're balled up. Other Ellie goes down. Now there's no more Ellies to hit though, so EOC is now doing normal damage again, no longer flux damage. And because EOC doesn't have any snares, it's not so easy to chase these guys down and score kills while you're chasing. You do manage to block though. Kill the 7 monk. And EOC pulls back. They should have good energy. Just repositioning to take the portal to protect against any portal rushes or splits or flags. And now we wait again. Hang on, what's this? Warrior's getting impatient. Ellie's taking some flux damage on EOC. Here we go. EOC's now balled up. Not a great position for EOC to be in. Although SQD's Ellies are getting blasted in the back line. And they are not long for this world. There goes the lightning surge. And here goes the Earth Ellie. There's way too much damage. And the monks are balled up. SQD is going to have to retreat now. EOC can push through the choke. SQD trying to run flag through the front. EOC looks like they want to follow, but don't really. They just push in, take position. They can score a lot of kills right now if they want to. And Ellie gets rezzed, so the lightning surge is back up. And they're trying to shut off this flag run. There's the return. And they can take position again at the portal and kill the Ellies again. These Ellies have to stand behind their own monks. I mean, they just have to stand really far back because there's no way that they can keep the Ellies alive. and take too much damage, and they've got too much DP now as well. They can be in range of one player on EOC, and that's it. Any more, and they're just toast. The upside for them is if they do that successfully, then whenever EOC wants to spike them, EOC will all push up together, and will ball a little bit. The downside for SQD is they have nothing to take advantage of that, because their Ellies are the ones that need to be need to be backed behind, so they can't hit the ball. So there really is not much upshot for SQD in this. Warrior caught out. Dead for another minute, unless they can res on this guy. Is he going to go for it? Nope. And he's dead. What's going on here? Private's banning people in the Twitch channel? Hang on. Was Private playing for SQD? Why is he banning people? There we go. I think I removed his mod powers. How do I untime someone out? Yeah, Private deleted everyone's messages and then started banning people. I'm trying to fix it now. Alright, I undid the timeouts. Oh, actually I gotta untimeout Maga as well. Alright, I can't undelete the messages, but everyone's been timed back in again. I think Private must have been one of these Ellies. Oh, you 1v1 Jawn? That would have been good to see. And you're just playing Invoke, right? And he's playing Necro, so... Nice one that you're able to kill him. Or do you have Mind Shock? I think I saw someone has Mind Shock, right? Actually, I think you have Mind Shock. Yeah, you got Mind Shock. Oh, dude. Just end the game at this point. The Ellies are 60. Don't heal the Lord. Come on, let it end. They're pacting. Bro. These guys just like to suffer. Oh man. Doesn't even have like anti-fire or anti-lightning armor. He's just running Blessed, I think. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna take a break for a minute and I'll be back, and then I'll watch XLS versus whoever it was in that Jade match. All right. Chio1408 says, how's the number of players at the moment? Is it worth to start again? Well, for PvE, I'd say if you enjoy it, then yeah, it is worth it. For PvP, if you're just getting started, it's a bit more involved. There's not as many players in PvP, I think. But I think PvE is still pretty active. Relatively active, anyway. Alright, so next up, it's XLS versus IV. The final match of the Swiss rounds. Okay, so IV with double warrior frontline, Ranger Mez, Necro Ellie, and Mesmer, and Rit Flagger. Okay. Rit Flagger with an air set, so could be running Glimmering Mark, possibly. Most likely either running Windborn or the other one. Interesting. XLS. Oh, okay. Alright. Double Necro, Monk Dervish, probably Smiter, I'm guessing. Smiter. And then Lightning Surge, I'm guessing, and a Dommez. These guys are cooking. Probably using the Flux, I'm guessing, for a Smite Monk. And then the regular 3 Monk backline. Alright. Yeah, I can't really comment on the activity of GvG at the moment because I don't really play it much. So I'm not the best person to ask. Anyway, so this game, we have Hexway, what looks like Hexway anyway, from XLS. And we have a... Ooh, Whale of Doom? Okay. That's also not standard. Ooh, that's Death Necro. Toxic Chill. Toxic Chill. Curses. Okay, Lingering Curse, Toxic Chill with Rotting Flash. And yep, we got Scourge. That's using the Flux, of course. It's going to do a huge amount of damage. Pies Concentration, interesting. Defender Zeal, nice. Very cool. Very cool bars. PNH, oh no. We got IV with the PNH again. That's going to help them a lot against these hexes. Going to make them kind of hard to kill. Mesmer on IV is running Illusion. Migraine! What the... What are we looking at here? So it's Migraine, but their only reps are Ranger and potentially knockdowns and D-chop from Warriors. Agonizing. Frustration gets ruptured. Let's see, doesn't look like there's many hexes out on IV. he put Defender Zeal on the monk that's wanding. Nice. Ooh, that's a big Scourge. Big Scourge damage. Okay, now the hexes are starting to get out again. PNH on the warrior. That pass is going to help against the ranger and the warrior. Going to help a lot. Would help less if they were against like a Dommez or something. But it's definitely good against these interrupts. IV now taking some damage. There's some Scourge damage. We're going to need to see the Spirit Bonds get removed though from the 7 Monk. Oh, okay. What was that, 400 damage? And he's dead. There was no Spirit Bond there. So, alright. IV's gonna have to be careful about that. There's some PNH. Oh, there was another big heal burst. Did Moo even have Spirit Bond? That's a good question. Oh, he kills himself again. He didn't need to use that either. That was he does have Spirit Bond, so Moo here, the prop monk of IV, does have Spirit Bond and PNH. I think This is the number 7 of IV making a little bit of a mistake casting into Scourge too much. He could just be spamming Patient Spirit, and he's got Sig Rejuve, which is also good for the heals. Maybe they just need to coordinate the Spirit Bonds a little bit better. Oh, he has Spirit Bond. We saw he had Spirit Bond a second ago. Alright, so... ooh, the Migraine must have Power Spike. Interesting. But they have Purge Signet though. Must be on the number 7 Monk of XLS, which helps a lot against the Migraine. Now using Frustration, the 7 Monk, I think. Yeah, there's Purge Signet. He's worried about it getting ruptured though. Migraine on the 7 Monk. That means that the Ellies must be free casting, right? Or the LE must be free casting. I don't think he has to be... Okay, it's getting ruptured a little bit. But these are not big rups, and there's not that much enchant remove, I think. So the LE could be forwards more, he could be playing on backline, I think. Magebane's kind of difficult, so it's not easy. Number 8 Monk of XLS. It's taken out. Grasping Earth. Suffering. I wonder if these teams coordinated with each other to run these weird builds. Whoa, there's a lot of frenzy damage. There's Spirit Bond. Needs to be removed. Arcane Larceny. He used it on the Prop Monk. So we're getting Arcane Larceny spam on the Prop Monk, I'm assuming. Which means he may not always have Spirit Bond or PNH. May be removed sometimes. Or disabled rather. Something I haven't looked at as well is the number 8 Monk, or the 8 Ritualist rather. He has Recoup. The Ritualist of IV has Recoup. I wonder what his full bar is. He's got Windborn. So the question is now, what is his elite skill? Does he have Spirit Channeling, which would be extremely good in this situation? Or does he have Glimmering Mark, which would probably suck in comparison? His Glimmering? Damn. Yep, King says that he has Glimmering, which is really unfortunate for him, because if he had Spirit Channeling and Glyph, then he'll be able to carry this game probably. Yeah, there's the Glimmer. IV's taking a lot of damage, having to pull back. I'm guessing that... Okay, there's the Spirit Bond. Used on the number 5 though, not on the Heal Monk. Heal Monk is almost killing himself now to try and keep his team alive. Ritualist needs to put up some party healing. He does. Ritualist has double spirits actually, which is kind of odd given his build. That means that he really doesn't have much energy. He must not have Kaoli. Yeah, so he's got double spirits, no Kaoli. That's actually okay. But it's actually really powerful against XLS's build. I mean, it's kind of a hard counter to be honest. The only thing that could improve again is if he didn't have Glimmer. So, very, very strong number 8. I mean, if you think about it, the backline of IV actually counters XLS really, really strong. I could imagine that if they didn't have this hard counter, that IV would be dying a lot, to be honest. There's prot defense. XLS pulling back. The Necro bars probably don't have that much energy as well. That's one of the reasons that Keystone Signet is such a good bar. So you don't have the energy problems that the Necros do. And also like Lightning Surge as well. Doesn't have the same energy problems in Hexway that these Necro bars do. Yeah, you can see that they need Auspicious and Power Drain. And they need to hit them big on recharge pretty much. Otherwise they have big downtimes in their hexes. running on the 8 Ritualist again, recoup goes down, so there's a little period here where there's not much party healing for IV. Now it takes 20 seconds for life to pop, and he has to put up recoup now. So any damage here goes a long way. Okay, so IV boosts, and XLS decides not to cap. Life pops, and IV's back to full health. Now it's XLS on the retreat. Is that flag return? Didn't see. Yeah, I think it was flag return. Huh, haven't seen that skill in a long time. The one that heals people around you for like 50 health. Ooh, deach up on Defender's Zeal, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Heaven's Delight. Hexes are now up though, it seems. No Scourges though. Or there's a Scourge now. XLS still not running a flag. The 2 of XLS is a little bit caught out. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at what Chronic is doing now on Lightning Surge. Is he getting camped? If so, how much? He's got Migraine on him now. There's no removal from the 7 Monk, so he's having to cast through it. Yeah, no remove on the Migraine there. Now Migraine is on, or I guess that's just Frustration, on the Mesmer of XLS. So now if Chronic has energy, he can free cast, but he didn't have Attunement. Puts it up now. He's got Frustration on him. Yeah, he's getting shut down a little bit, unfortunately. So not able to free cast. That's one of the reasons that I favor 2 Lightning Surges, because if you run 1 Lightning Surge, it's very easy to shut down. Blackout, by the way, on the Ranger bar. But if you run 2, then at least one of them should be able to cast a bit. So Chronic is not really able to do any damage here as Lightning Surge against the shutdown, which means that the only damage for XLS comes from the Scourge, which is how they've scored their kills so far, and the 2 Necros who don't really have much energy or damage. And now it looks like they're all either poisoned or diseased. It's a lot of disease here on XLS as they back into their bridge. Oh, there we go. The Monk died. Must have popped himself again. He's back up. And if XLS just had a bit more damage, and they could force the number 7 Monk here to cast, then you could imagine that IV could wipe relatively quickly. They have some degen from the Necros, but it just all gets cleaned up by the party healing of the number 8. I guess what they would have to do is have their Mesmer push up and start shutting down the number 8, start complicating spirits, start erupting weapons if he has P-Leak, make sure the Ritualist doesn't have energy. And I think definitely XLS should run the flag, because IV running on the number 8 Ritualist gives them windows. Paralych, by the way, and guilt. Guilt. Usually you have guilt so that your key players like Lightning Surge can get their skills through a little bit easier. So he's got Thievery and Larceny, by the way, so he steals 2 skills, not just 1. More Scourge. Wonder why IV have not been able to kill more. Maybe it's just all the defense. Maybe the Necros have a lot of defense. The Curses probably has... Oh boy, he has a lot of defense actually. Faint Heart, Insidious Parasite, Weakness. I don't think this one has any defense though. I think he's just damage. 18 Glimmer. That means a 10 spec, I think. Yeah, 10 air magic. Ooh. Yeah, it seems the only chance that XLS has is if IV runs the flag at a bad time or gets taken advantage. Well, actually, they're getting some guys low right now. Somehow? Yeah, okay. Did I eat my words there? Somehow score a kill. I was gonna say, the other way it looks like they can kill is just by this monk casting through Scourge too much. I guess I'm wrong. They also killed the Necro. So what's changed? Why did it look like XLS put up some pressure there? It's casting on shield set, so this Necro must have energy. Waste not one, not giving him 11, that's pretty good. Ooh, big Defile defenses damage by the way. Forgot about that effect. Flux from the Necro, curses the Necro of IV. Doing work. Looked like there was some Lightning Surge damage there, so maybe Lightning Surge is getting a bit more off. Nope, still getting camped. Yeah, getting camped really hard. Maybe he wasn't when they scored the kill. Maybe that's why they scored the kill. Yeah, there's Lightning Surge. Gets PNH though. Ooh, eating some more Scourge damage. Gotta resist the temptation to use Healing Burst without Spirit Bond. Oh! Oh, okay. There we go. And that's what we're waiting for. No pact? Okay, there's the pact. 7's back up. It's a 120 damage from something. Okay, so what I've got from this game so far is that the the Monk Smiter build in this Flux is actually really strong. And that's pretty much the only thing from this game. It's just so funny to watch them be at like no pressure the whole game pretty much. And there's a couple times where they get a little bit low, but and then the monk just pops out of nowhere because he casts without Spirit Bond. Yeah, I don't know why they're not able to cover. It must be surely. Oh, here we go. He's dead again. Have XLS figured out how to score kills? I wonder what they've done differently now. Now the shutdown is not there. He has to res. Res gets rupted though. So that'll be no heal monk. Okay, res sig. Someone had a res sig. They got a couple of res sigs actually. Back on the heal monk going down. He gets spirit bond now. Saves him. Necro's also low though. Looks like spirit bond's been removed somehow. And heal monk goes down again. They're not able to keep him up. Back up alive and back dead again. If they'd kept him alive a little bit longer, then he would have got DP from that. I think he must have missed out on DP there. Even with all these kills though, because they've been boosting all game, the DP is kind of even. It's getting close to 28, so NPCs are going to matter a lot now. It's close to the base res, so the kills now are not going to matter that much. So even though this looks like a huge deal, it's still a pretty even game. XLS looks like they want a double run. They're taking a lot of damage here to the corals and the disease. Ellie probably wants to heal himself. Yeah, double running with the Ellie. That's going to mean that they probably don't want to push in. So the question is, can they do it again? Have they cracked the secret to taking out the 7 monk consistently? Was it luck, or do they know something? Okay, they're holding their position. So again, close to 28. Both teams are going to have to think about 28 soon. If they have figured out how to kill the 7 monk, that's going to mean the ritualist surely can't run flags much more. Looks like they hit a good lingering curse in the choke. Either that or suffering. Not running a backup flag is IV. Just going to cap this one, and XLS is going to cap right over the top, which is going to mean that IV is in a difficult position. Yeah, we got to watch this heal monk. It's interesting that they seem to pump down the Necro somehow with damage. There's like 2 targets that they do damage to primarily. It's the Necro and it's the 7 monk. And hitting the Necro forces the 7 monk to cast. Kinda odd. So they're gonna run flag as a team. It seems like they're just gonna pull back while they do it. Try and not take any more deaths, because they would make 28 more difficult. Running on 8 monk is XLS. Very ballsy. But they think they have the upper hand, I suppose. It's really risky though. This is a big risk that XLS is taking. They could suffer here big time for this decision. They've got a lot of defense, so it might keep them alive while they run on 8. Who has the flag on IV? Number 8 has the flag on IV. Okay. XLS is giving up their position as they don't want to fight without their 8. It's here now. And we're back to a position where XLS is up on flag. They cap. Now XLS is going to cap over the top. And IV is probably going to pull back again. Yep. Or at least they're going back to run on the warrior. Yeah, running on warrior this time. Ooh, look at that. That's some damage. Yeah, and now they're definitely going to pull back because they do not want to take more deaths now that they're not boosting anymore. More deaths on this heal monk. Letting down the Necro. Pause a little bit pushed up there. And here comes the warrior with the flag. And XLS ran on the number 8 monk, while IV was pulling back. So good job to XLS. They've got the backup now, and they can take an advanced position. IV's in retreat. They are very scared. I think that was a guilt. Was that a guilt on the 7 monk? Not sure if I imagined that. Targeting the 7 monk, but he's okay now. Targeting the Necro, gets PNH, removes the Lightning Surge and everything else. And we are very close to 28 now. 28. So for 28, XLS has a garbage build because they do not have a good way to kill NPCs or get lore damage. All they have is really the Ellie, and the Ellie can get shut down really easily by the Ranger and the Mez. So if this does go to 28 and both the pits are equal, this is pretty much Ivy's game, I would guess. I mean, unless XLS can actually score kills, I don't see how that would get NPCs down. So perhaps IV know this, they're just chilling out, waiting for their opportunity. However, at the same time, a Ritualist is not so good at 28. Much prefer to have a Monk. So what are they gonna do? IV is gonna definitely have to push with 2 healers. I think they need to push with the PNH because they need the removal. Yeah. So IV is gonna be defending with their shutdown. XLS is probably gonna be defending with this defense Necro and maybe the Smiter. Whatever it is going to be the defense Necro, and there's going to be no shutdown for the defensive Necro here, which means that IV is going to really want to push with the PNH monk, otherwise their warriors will not do much damage. And he also is going to need a healer, probably the Rit, I would guess, because you can't really leave the Rit. Maybe they could leave the Rit by himself, because there's not going to be much damage against him. Anyway, we're going to find out now what they do. They're pushing now with a warrior, with 2 warriors, with the Necro as well, and with a 7 monk, and the 6 monk. That means that 8 is solo defending. Nope. 6 monk stays in the base. So it's 6 and 8 defending for IV. One disadvantage, I mean, it's for both teams, but IV doesn't have a dervish, so they can't kill NPCs very easily either. But they can kill them easier than XLS, that's for sure. Yeah, XLS taking some damage on the push here. Good job. Sorry, IV's taking damage. Good job by XLS. And both... Oh no, the damage Necro of XLS is defending. I think that he should be in IV's base. I think they need him for the damage, because now XLS only has the Lightning Surge and he's going to get shut down, as we're seeing right now. That means that... So IV is defending with only the Rit, but there's no damage to kill him with. I mean, there's the Monk here, the Scourge, Smiter Monk, but he can't pump targets down. There is the Mesmer, but he can't really pump targets much either, I think. With his build, he's got Power Leech. And then there's the Ellie, who eventually kills the Ritualist, because the Ritualist can't heal himself. He's a Ritualist. But it's not gonna, they can't kill fast enough, because the Ellie just got shot down and they just don't have the damage. Oh man. So, okay, we know that XLS is getting virtually no lore damage, barely any lore damage, and it looks like IV was able to hit the Lord for a while. Their frontline are on the Lord and they didn't die, because they have the 2 monks, they got the PNH and the heal monk, so they can remove a lot of the anti-melee and the game goes to IV at law damage. As XLS just has the 28 disadvantage. Matty G says the Mesmer's only damage is shatter. Yep. I think that it's really difficult for XLS to win that game at 28. Yeah, wild game. I don't know about wild, but it was definitely unorthodox. Alright. So that's it for the Swiss games for now. If I have time, maybe I'll watch some more later. Next up is the eliminations. I'm not going to look up high. I don't want to see who won. No spoilers. So, for the playoffs, got Hero versus XLS, Rudy versus Squad. So, Maga says, for context, in XLS we had called the Curse's Necro back, plus I believe the Dom Mez, but the correct move was the Smite back. We did ask the Ellie and the Death Neck forward for damage. Yep. Yeah, that sounds like the right move. Yeah, it's difficult. Very difficult. Okay. Should I skip playoffs or should we watch? Let's see, Rudy versus Squad. This could be a good one. So again, this was a 5-round mat, I believe, which means that the rotations are a little bit off in the eliminations from what we normally get. There's an extra map was played in Swiss. Rudy with... Oh, with the Ritualist build. Okay, here we go. Squad with actually a normal looking build for the first time this mat. Double Mez Ranger, so Squad actually trying to win now. It's cool to see. Ah. Alright. This is going to be a good game. It's Isle of the Dead, so there's Tar Pit here. Melee runs slower. I wonder if this will benefit the spirits. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to put this on auto camera and I'm going to be back in a minute. And yeah, this actually looks quite interesting. Okay, what's going on? Got one death on both sides. And Rudy has a lot of healing. Do they? Ooh, we got Ritz up. We got a Rit up the top here. That's cool. Very funky. Ooh, what a strange game. Ooh, last second Aegis. Nice. So it's 2 heal Rits, it's 1 heal monk, and 1 smite monk with some prot skills. That's Rudy. SQD going back for flag on this guy that has Harrier's haste. I wonder what his avatar is. And Rudy is running on their smite prot monk. Yeah, smite prot monk. Rend Ranger for SQD. Pushing a little bit. Rudy looks like they're losing a little bit of position here. Bloodstone going up defensively on the backside. Oh man, that Bloodstone can hit really far. That looks like it's out of compass range, but it's attacking. Wow, I didn't know it could do that. SQD running in the flag, looking to potentially run the next one on the Mesmer, it looks like. Nope, he's staying. Doesn't look like Rudy has quite enough damage. It's Balthazar, by the way. He's close to dead. He's dead. And just as I say they don't have enough damage, they score a kill. And Rudy's also boosted, so they're doing pretty well this game. Mesmer is going back for flag now. He has Dark Escape though, which means he probably doesn't have dash. So he will take a long time to run this flag. And SQD. You know, an interesting thing about this matchup. So SQD is running double mez. And one thing about the double mez builds is they have a lot of damage and spikes from shatters. I mean, double shatter, 200 damage. And especially this flex when you're expected to play against other mesmers, those spikes on other mesmers are huge. But Rudy has a lot of non-monk healing. They've got the 2 ritualists, they've got weapons. And they don't have any mesmers. So the shatter spikes are probably not as strong as they would normally be. And there's a lot of additional healing. So perhaps that's making it difficult for SQD to score kills. I mean, it also seems to be making it difficult for Rudy. But having boosted and scoring kills every now and then does advantage them. Ooh, this warrior does a lot of damage. He's got Judge's Insights. I think he's got Mage Hunter. Sometimes he runs Mage Hunter. Wonder if he has it now. But whatever he is, Judge's Insight on a Hammer Warrior is very strong. Chasing the Ranger away. He's got dash as well, by the way. So not running sprint. Wonder what his elite is. Squad getting quite low, actually. Yeah, Mage Hunters. Takes out the other warrior. Big damage. Huge damage. I think it's unblockable if you have an enchantment or something, right? So Mage Hunter and Prot Strike and Bull Strike. Okay, this guy's got a sick build. So what does that mean he doesn't have? He doesn't have Crushing? Or he doesn't have Flail. I guess he doesn't have Flail. Who needs Flail when you've got 2 attacks that are basically instant? No, he does have Flail. Does he have Crushing? He doesn't have Teleport. There's no way he's got Teleport. And he won't have Res either. Maybe he doesn't have Crushing. Nah, surely he is Crushing. I think I saw Crushing, so he's got Crushing. So he just doesn't have Teleport, I guess, and no Res. SQD seems to have recovered. Running flag on Warrior the long way. I wonder if it's a strat that you could like run flag up the long way but then run it up here on the bridge and then drop it to someone down the bottom and the other team wouldn't see it coming. Maybe you could do it like once or twice in a game, but then they're gonna see it coming. Ooh, there was a flag return. They tried to pass the flag off to the Mez, but it got returned by the warrior of Rudy. Yeah, SQD is falling behind. Ooh, this guy has both Siphons, Spirit Siphon and Offering of Spirit. There's a lot of energy on his bar. Prot D. Both have Mage Hunters. Both the warriors have Mage Hunters. Take out Heal Monk of SQD. Funny enough, SQD ran this really old school build with like a Earth Ellie and like a Lightning Surge and stuff for I think most of the map. And now, as soon as they switch, they fight against a build that the Earth Ellie would actually be good against. Because this build doesn't have much enchantment remove, just the Rend. And doesn't have many interrupts, just the Ranger. So an Earth Ellie would actually be very strong against Rudy's build. So it's kind of unfortunate for SQD. And they switched to the Mesmers, which as I said, perhaps is less effective against the Ritualist healers. So SQD getting very unlucky with their builds, I think. They're gonna have to figure out how to make something happen. They're gonna have to perhaps split out or do something. The only snares of Rudy are on the Ranger. The Warriors have a bit of crowd control with Bull Strike and Hammer Bash. But it does mean that SQD has an opportunity to run out and make things happen. They don't have any Hex snares, for example. They don't have Cripple Signet, they don't have Harriers. So SQD could make this a gritty fight if they really wanted to. And also, if they move around the map a lot more, I think the spirits might become less useful. Probably wouldn't make that much difference though to the spirits, because the ritual bars I think are still pretty good without them. at least for a bit. Thought about running a flag, decided against it. It doesn't seem like they have any chance whatsoever to kill in 8v8. I know they scored a kill at the start, but it doesn't look like they've come close to since then. And they're kind of just waiting to lose. Rudy's at full health. There we go. Almost takes death on the warrior. Rudy does. Interrupt on the rejuve. Other warrior goes down. Okay. SQD's turning it around a little bit. Warrior is a little bit pushed up. He's a bit exposed at the moment. He's knocked down. The ritualists are not in range. This is going to be an after time kill. Potentially, if there's a little bit more damage. Just get saved. And SQD almost took a death as well at the same time on the dervish. But he survived too. They're trying to kill spirits now. I honestly don't know if it's worth it even to kill spirits. I don't know if it's good or if it's bad. They got so many spirits. You kill some, it's like who cares? They got him back in a second anyway. They don't seem to have the ability to keep them down a lot. To keep all of them down. And it's not like there's key spirits like Nature's Renewal or something. They're just a bunch of ritualist spirits that are all kind of okay. Yeah. And looks like Rudy is... Ooh, I was gonna say stabilized, but they almost take a death there. But I think it's just because of their positioning on the back line and the warrior. I think that their energy is fine. The bars are all at 100. And their party healing spirits are up. Warrior of Rudy dies. So SQD finding some success in line backing. Scoring some warrior kills and getting some warriors very close to dead. But the question is, why is that? Looks like it's because the ritualists are getting zoned out a little bit, or sitting a bit too far back. Not in range to heal the front line. Even though it seems like they probably could be. Other warrior, yeah, there's a miscommunication here between the warriors who want to be pushed up and the backline who's giving up position. Now Rudy's in retreat. But I think they'll be okay because these deaths are not from the pressure that SQD's doing, it's just from the positioning of Rudy. It may give SQD opportunity to cap though, and they are on the number 8 monk. And while they do that, it means that 8 monk won't be able to heal. But no, they're going for him. Thinking about slowing him down. Ooh, just missed the flail there. Looked like he was trying to flail bull strike, but didn't quite get it off. Rudy's ready to cap over. And they do. And Rudy is getting quite low now, and they don't have the excuse they had before where they're out of range. Well, I guess they do have a little bit because this guy's back a bit far, but there's no reason for it now that they're out in the open here. So SQD is just able to line back through. Flux is helping them, I think. Helping SQD. But You would think it would also help Rudy, and Rudy have judged his insights, so when it comes to using the flux to line back, you'd think it would benefit Rudy more than SQD. So whatever SQD is doing now, I was gonna say it's working, but then they take a death on the Dervish. So I saw him hitting that blood song and I thought, okay, that's their strat now, they're killing the spirits, it's working, so good job to them, but then he dies for doing it, so I don't know. Anyway, we got blood song up the top here doing work. This guy's having some fun. One downside about the spirits being far away is that their attacks are less likely to hit. You can see a lot of these Bloodsong attacks are either going into a wall or they're going to people that are moving and therefore miss. Rudy want to run the flag on Warrior, but they're taking too much damage now. Balled up with the Ritualist and Ritualist is dead. And Rudy is in big trouble now. Warrior dead again. Very high DP on the Warriors now. Of Rudy, I think. I mean, it doesn't look like it can be that high, but taking a lot of deaths. So, I don't know, maybe 20 DP, 30 DP. It's also getting close to 28. Ranger of SQD responding to anyone who wants to split or run a flag. Knights are dead. And Rudy is... well, I don't know if they're close to losing, they kind of are, a little bit. Ritualist is trying to split off now. This is the channeling Ritualist with Bloodsong and Fury. No one's following him. Ranger of SQD has not noticed. Okay, we got a Ritualist split. Solo split. Don't see that every day. What will he kill? How easily will he be able to kill it? And how much will he get before SQD responds? Ranger's going back now. I don't know how they know. Maybe they just let him go off. Because they figured he probably doesn't have much damage. He's going straight for the bodyguard, which is a very smart move, I think. Or bodyguard, maybe archer. Nope, straight for the bodyguard. Which does unfortunately alert SQD to his presence. But, you know, had he just gone for the archer first, maybe he could have lorded it. But, whatever, it's good either way. Going for this archer now. Here comes the number 8 monk of SQD. Oh, he's going back in again. What are they thinking? We got to be careful here. This Ritualist might actually be able to lord it if he doesn't come... if the guy doesn't come back quickly. He starts to come back now. He's still pretty far away. No, he wants the spirits to hit the lord. Okay, spirits are on the lord now. Ritualist got to be careful. He's gonna potentially die. He's going for the archer actually. Going for the archer, not going for the lord. Well, at least this will secure a lot of lore damage for them. They didn't end it, but they're pulling back the 8 monk and doing a lot of lore damage. And they killed all the NPCs, of course, now as well. Now these warriors are unfortunately 60'd, I think. So the warriors are dead. Rudy is going to have to do something else now on top because they didn't lord it. I doubt the Ritualist has enough damage to kill through the lord. Smart by the 8 monk of SQD to wand. Yeah. So what else is Rudy going to send out? It wouldn't take much. They do have a res sig actually. He's worried about getting rupted by the Mez. Oh, Mesmer doesn't take the bait. Assuming that Mesmer has the rupt up. If the Ranger just goes, he could get there and they could end it. He's going now. Yeah, but he probably should res, shouldn't he? If he gets the opportunity, because these guys may not base res. Richer Lord actually, the 2% sacrifice from Richer Lord is actually coming into play here because this guy doesn't have much health, so he can't keep spamming it. And it stops him from regenning. Okay, here comes the Ranger, followed though by the Warrior, and that will be the end of the Ritualist, unfortunately. And it will be after time. Also followed by the Ranger of SQD, and his Ritualist should probably just kill himself right now, before it's too late. Yep, he does it. Smart move. No, he's just getting collapsed. Ranger can probably survive for a while. He used his lightning. Probably shouldn't have done that, because he's going to need that to survive. Nope, he's just... I don't know what he's thinking. Just suiciding after time. Maybe the Rid has a res, and when the Rid arrives back, he can res the Ranger. Spirits are not attacking now, by the way. It's unfortunate. Warriors did actually base res, so they're not even 60'd yet. Not 60'd yet. Trying to kill SQD, as they do have a 2-person player advantage. The split was a 1v3. And Rudy has to make something happen really quick, because the extra players of SQD are going to arrive soon. They do, they get down a Monk. They're trying to take down the Pactor as well. Oh, but Monk gets rezzed by something. Guess it might have been another Pact. Oh, there's a Pact kill though. The Monk goes down. There's only one Pact left. It's on the Mez here. He's in retreat. What was that? Complicate used. They're pushing in again to res. They've got a Sig here, a Pact on the Warrior. Can't rupt them all. And he gets Sigged. Number 6 gets Sigged. SQD may stabilize now. Gets rendered and eats Bull Strike. Okay, it looks like he might be okay. Yep, and the Warrior of Rudy, he surely must be 60 now. The Warrior tries to run out. Huge amount of damage he takes from the Mez. And he's cooked. After time. Both Warriors probably 60 now. Very little win condition for Rudy. I think they still have a res sig on the Ranger. Needs to drop the flag. No, hang on. SQD is not taking this seriously. They're not taking this seriously. No. No, okay. He probably should have rezzed the Warrior Rit, because the Warrior Rit could have packed it. SQD is not taking this seriously. This is a Lord Rush right now. No way. There's 4 characters for Rudy out right now. They're rushing to the Lord. Number 8 of Rudy is going to be defending, but it's going to be really close. Rudy is now rushing back to get to their base. They're sending back Warrior and Ranger and Prop Monk as well. SQD is rushing in. Sorry, Rudy's rushing in. This is game. This is over. This is game over. Unbelievable. Warrior's got to be careful though, because he's 60, right? So he really wants the number 7 to tank the damage for him if he can, or someone else to. It's probably not even going to matter though, because they have enough damage. Oh, this is so close. The number 8 is really close to saving the Lord. He's trying to block him out with the spirits. Oh, he doesn't. No, he does. He blocks him out with the spirits. And Rudy end the game. Whoa. Okay. Rudy blocks out the number 8 monk from staying with the Lord 27:30 into the game. Well done to Rudy, the Great Wall of China. God damn. Alright. Where do we even go from there? Every game from now on is downhill from that. There's no way to beat that. Alright. Okay, let's try and reset and figure out what to watch next. Let's skip ahead to the quarterfinals, I think. Spreadsheet Boys versus... Who's this? Oh, it's Carl Monkey's Guild. XLS with Double Mez Ranger. Might watch that one later if I have time. Oh, hang on. We got No GG versus Fist in the quarterfinals. Game's already started. I'm gonna go to a different district. In the quarterfinals, that's usually a finals match. Alright. No GG versus Fist, Solitude, quarterfinals. Fist running Double Mez Ranger. Totally standard build, nothing wacky like we have seen before. No GG playing Double Mez, Triple Front. Lisa here, Balthazar here, probably with Signet and Hammer Warrior. And I'm guessing that this dervish here for Fist is Balthazar. Man, this looks like a pretty standard game. Insomniac Crackhead. It's a nice name. Fist no longer playing off-roll. Taking this very seriously. Balthazar, so... of course he's Balthazar, they have a ranger. Okay. This is standard. Very standard game. But the ranger taking the center at the start. Double run on the Mesmer Assassin for Fist. Mesmer Assassin trying to defend the ranger. I think the idea is that the Mesmer can't defend the ranger. I haven't looked at this 1v1, but I would guess that's the idea behind it. Because I guess the Mesmer doesn't have a self-heal, so he just degens. Which means he can't defend. Lisa coming out. I guess the Lisa can defend the ranger. Dervish Prot, by the way, on No GG running Life Sheath. That's one big difference this game. Ranger going for the Footman again. Dervish going back for the next flag. He cheated forwards a bit, but he's gone back again now. Looks like No GG is giving up the Footman. They are keeping the Mesmer Assassin at main team, perhaps looking for the opportunity to score a kill while they have the player advantage. Yep, they have a player, so this is actually a really risky spot for Fist to be in right now. It's April Flux, they're playing with one Mez holding the flag against two Mesmers. So they could very easily take a death here. And the Rangers just taking out Footman undefended. If they do manage to survive though, it will be good for them to have the Footman down. They do cap now, as the Dervish cheated forward. Probably better to not cheat forward in this situation, but there looks like there was enough damage that No GG able to kill eventually anyway. Probably better to not cheat forward just because this is a really advantageous position for No GG. Like extremely high risk for a fist in this situation. Waiting back with the Mesmer, holding flag on the only Mesmer main team, getting smashed by the other two Mesmers. Anyway, great start to Fist, and the gamble that great start to no GG, and the gamble that Fist took did not pay off. They looking to... This is a good time as well to have two players dead. They're looking for the Ranger, but the Ranger escapes. We've got some reses up forwards. These are very pushed up. I don't know about this. This seems extremely risky. This could be more DP. Is it more DP? Oh, I think that's very lucky that it's not more DP. That would have been 30 on the Mesmer, but it looks like it's just 15. Very, very lucky for a fist there. It looked like no GG were waiting, but I guess they just didn't wait long enough. Very unfortunate for them. It seemed like they waited. Oh no, hang on. Yeah. Okay, it was no DP. It seemed like they waited a long time, but I guess it just wasn't. No GG consolidating their position. They still don't have a backup flag. They're going for it now with the Lisa. Fist is sitting in the base. And Fist were lucky to not take more deaths in that run out there when they tried to res. I guess they bought themselves time. It was probably one of the goals there. And they did buy themselves a lot of time. So Fist, now that they've got the Footman and Archer down, they won't be taking that gamble again, I think. Since there's nothing to trade for it. For it to be an even matchup back there, it would have had to be the Ranger waiting back for the next flag, and both the Mesmers of Fist to be a main. Because it was the Lisa, the fact that the Lisa, the weakest damage character, was waiting back, really overloads no GG's offense at main team. And I hope this doesn't wait for 28 minutes. Cool looking stuff. Is that the new PvE stuff? Hourglass stuff? Or is that an old one? Nice. Very cool. So Zinc, is this a 28-minute game? Do you guys just wait around for 20 minutes now? Or is there going to be some action? It's like 5 minutes wait. Or 7. Okay. So sometime soon there'll be some action. Hmm. Yeah, well, I'm going to put this on auto camera and have some coffee while we wait. Here we go. Something's happening. This is not the finals match. This is the quarterfinals, actually. It could be a finals match, though. It's got two very strong teams. They just happen to face each other early. Yeah, these guys often face each other in the finals. GvG is pushing in a little bit. Looks like they want to make something happen. Oh, what's this? Dervish out the portal. Unexpected. But he's going to run back into his own base. This is the classic Solitude problem, of course, that it's very difficult to push into a base because as soon as you do, the enemy has a shorter path to your base than you do to your own base. So pushing in is always a risky move. On top of that, the path that it takes to get to the pit requires curving around here. So you can very easily get stuck when you try and pull back around this corner. So usually takes quite a significant advantage to push in safely on Solitude. Otherwise, the game can turn around on you. That's why a lot of games on Solitude will often start off spicy the first few minutes, and then the rest will just be camping the base until 26 minutes. Not uncommon in mats. What was your 8th skill, Zinc, on the bar? Was it an interrupt? Was it Vow Party? Something else? If you're still watching the stream. Interrupt, okay. So Zinc, who's the Lisa Derbyshire, his 8th skill was Interrupt. Which I think is Lisa's Haste? No. Lisa's something is the name of the skill. Which means that he's much more dangerous to play against, but he's a little bit easier to kill. Not so much against team that Fist has though. Vow Party doesn't really do anything against this kind of build. It's usually better against Ellie's. Against a team like this, it just gets shattered, and it's basically just extra damage. Oh, he had Vow this match. Okay. So Zinc says that he was Vow in this match, not Interrupt. Which means that he's a little bit less dangerous than he would be otherwise, but a little bit more tanky. Yeah, in order to pull the knights, they have to run around this corner here. It's not easy to do, it's a risky move. So basically they have to engage before they can pull knights. Which is not nice. Here we go, game is starting up again. Poison's up. Yep, looking to pull the knights. You can see that his team has already had to engage in order to pull them. Almost goes down to Lisa. Very close to going down. Only gets one knight as well, which is also normal because the other one's quite far away. Unfortunately. And just trying to camp down the knights. We have some line backing. And now no GG starts to pull out. They might be able to snipe this knight if they're lucky. Or if they're skillful. There's no luck involved in this. But nope, they're perhaps just pulling out. Here we go, on the knight. Knight's very far pulled out. Nope, they spike the dervish instead. And now they go for the knight, and they get it. Very nice job. Very well done. And now as they push back in again, they might be able to snipe the archer on top as well. If they look for it, if they want it. Lots of line backing damage as they push in. There's the morale boost. Not going for the archer, going for the dervish. Almost scores the kill on it. No GG playing very well this game. Just not able to find their openings. Very controlled pullback there. Very good job. Great line backing. Almost scoring multiple kills. So far, no GG's doing very well. They're balled up a little bit here. Yep, now they start pulling back again and look for the line back kills. Almost taking a death here actually. Has to be infused. Now the heal monk though is pushed up a little bit. It's life sheath though on the prot dervish, so it should be easier than normal to pull out because they do have good condition remove. So the cripples are not as detrimental as normal. Almost score a kill on the dervish there, it's close, but no GG's. Lisa almost goes down in return. Still trying to control pull out. Eats the enrage smash on the warrior. Warrior's very low. Just saved. Now no GG's backline must be low. They're trying to pull out further. They're not turning to engage in the... No, they are looking to engage in the choke point. And Fist is cognizant of it and does not want to risk putting their backline in that choke point. Very good move by both teams. I mean, Fist just realizing that they might be getting baited a little bit and pulls back. Not having taken a death there. Very good job. Be interesting to see if no GG managed to snipe this archer. I think that would be really quite useful to them as this game's already 15 minutes in. And you can hit this archer from down the bottom. Thing is, you can only do it in the middle of an engagement, otherwise they haven't got enough damage to do it quickly enough that it will be spotted. So they have to do it dirty. That makes sense. No GG trying their luck again, getting ready to push in. Everyone should be full energy now. Both teams get quite low at certain points in this. I think that no GG did get closer to wiping. Their 7 was caught out a little bit last time on the pullback. But I think the dervish prot probably helped them a lot. They're pulling the other knight. No, yep, there we go. Pulled the other knight. Infuse, early infuse. To save, I think it was the Lisa dervish. Warrior teleports in. And no GG probably going to start pulling back now again and look for line back kills. Still not looking for that archer kill, which is fair enough. If you go for the archer kill, you're not going to get the line back kills. Looking for the dervish now. Mind racks on him. Here's the turn on him. Shadow on the spirit bond. Another spirit bond covers though. Very nice. Both teams know exactly what's going on. There's Rupt on the apply with Cry. Teleport forwards. Prot Dervish is caught out a little bit. Dom Mez is also up a little bit. He gets KD'd. He escapes though. Will Fist follow? Nope. Looks like they want to pull back. Another good skirmish by both teams. No GG is pursuing. I guess their monks are happy with their energy. Not able to find anything from it though. Here we go. They're trying to sneak the archer now. This is what I mean, that you can only do this during an engagement because you don't have enough damage to kill it quickly. Unfortunately, I think the Mesmer skills were not all on recharge. They weren't able to sneak it quick enough. But that would have been pretty big if they got it. Well, I don't know about pretty big, but it would have been good. Would have been very good. Yeah. This is still pretty even game. Still pretty even. I think that time no GG got the better of it. They got closer to scoring kills, I think. As opposed to the engagement before that. Pulling the knight again, are we? Yep, we're pulling the knight again. Going for the ranger this time with the Lisa. Yeah, see that? If he had to interrupt on the Lisa, that would have taken out the poison. Fortunately, he does not. However, the fact that he doesn't maybe kept him alive earlier in the game when he got spiked. Like right now. It has to be infused. Heal Monk is pushed up and he just used infused. He probably doesn't have much energy. He uses Dark Escape. They're line backing and pulling out again. And a very nice controlled pullback by no GG. Got a little bit hairy there when you have to infuse that early. But great control by no GG. In response to the chat, yeah, there are multiple guilds playing. These guilds are all playing the mat. They're serious guilds. Nothing like it used to be, you know, what, decade and a half ago. But there's still a lot of good matches. Yeah, I think this one's a relatively active one. A few more guilds than normal. Have another engagement. This time Fist is going a bit harder, but the rest of their team's at the top, only the Dervish is at the bottom. So what's going on? Oh, this is what's going on. The Ranger is split. Alright, Ranger is split, and he's gonna get at least one outside archer, getting pulled back on. And Fist is... Man, that was sneaky. I didn't even see that, and I'm on obs mode. Fist is pulling back. Sorry. No GG is pulling back. Lisa Dervish coming. Balthazar is camping the center. Number 8. The Fist goes out the portal. There's the Rend. Probably took off the Harriers with that. Unfortunately, without the Rupt, it's pretty difficult to do much against the Ranger in a short period of time. And now we have an open split engagement here. What is it? 4v5. No GG has... No, it's 5v5, sorry. It's 2 monks for no GG. It's 2 monks. It's both 6 and 8 on both teams. It's Ranger 2 front. Oh! 7 monk at the front for no GG. He's taking damage. Pulls out though. Hopefully we'll be okay. He's got Mind Rack on him. He can't pop it. It's close. Mesmer's looking for the kill. I guess he got ruptured on E-Surge there. Anyway, no GG in the center is also a little bit low. And what do we have here? We have a Dervish in the base. He is gonna have to... He's trying to suicide. He's trying to suicide for some NPCs, I think. Nope. Is he... No, he's just running straight through. Yep. That's... Oh, he might be trying to pull a knight here. Get healed from the bottom and pull this knight. He is. Dervish at the bottom needs to find something useful to do quickly. Because... they could lose a knight. Oh, this is gonna be... This is... Why did he use the signet like that? Oh, his attack is insight. But he's pulling back. He's not attacking, so he's not getting the block from it. That's dead. Oh. Oh, difficult play. That was Close. That was great job by the Mesmer Assassin there of no GG to be up there, helping take out the Dervish. It was a nice try by the Dervish of Fist, but it just didn't pay off. Oh, close. Would have been really good to get that knight down. As it's very close to 28 now. And Fist is in full retreat, taking a lot of damage on this pullback. The Ranger... No, the Warrior is at the back, so they don't even have the Warrior supporting them. Just the Monks are getting absolutely stomped right now. It's a minute until base res. And no G is just going ham. So much damage coming out. Persigna coming. Ooh, actually gets off. But Pro Monk goes down as well. Heal Monk is going to be dead too. I don't think there's enough time to end it because there's still a lot of damage out for a Fist. Actually, they could end it. They could end it right here actually. If they aren't able to get... Even if they get a res off, unless he's got return, he's not going to be up in time. Yep, they've got enough time to end it if they go for it. Only takes about 10 seconds. Oh, they weren't prioritizing it quick enough. I think they still might have it. They have it! Congratulations to no GG. They take out Fist with a balanced build. Very well played. They were in control all game. They responded. I mean, the start of the game was really nice. The setup that they had, the risk that they took, that they left the Ranger alone, and that they went all in on the flag holding Mesmer was really great. Their engagements, sort of during the middle of the game, very good. Nice controlled pullouts, nice spikes, and yeah, very controlled. Nice line backing, good target selection. Very, very difficult to pull out like that consistently without wiping. So really nice play by NoGG. And good job to Fist as well, because they stuck in it until the end. And they put up a threat the whole time. Really nice match. Okay, next up we have... I feel like the Rudy games are going to 28. Yeah. Okay. So quarterfinals. Quarterfinals we have this one, which might watch later if there's time. We already saw this one. We've got these two. Mal versus IV and Rudy versus EOC. Let's try Rudy versus EOC. Rudy, remember a few games ago, had that epic win on Dead with the Ritualist and the blocking of the number 8 monk at 27 minutes 30 seconds when they're about to lose the game. And they block the 8 monk from healing the Lord and win with 260 warriors. Incredible. And Rudy playing the 4-4 split that we saw them play earlier in the day. And EOC is playing double Ellie split. That is Lemming, you're right. A girl named Lucky. He started playing again recently, like 2 months ago, I think. Yeah. Alright, so 4 at the back from Rudy at the start. Rudy's always a wild card. You never know what you're going to get when you fight against them. So, you can see EOC is playing very cautiously. They don't know what to think. Don't know what's coming. So 4 guys through the back. Should say what the split is. It's a Dervish, Grenth, Mesmer, Ritualist, with Nightmare Weapon, I guess, for the Grenth, and a Monk. So this is a good random arenas build. For GvG, it's a little different because these allies will they can do a lot of damage to a Grenth. And with the Mesmer, I mean, you can score kills on this in a 4-4 very quickly. Rudy's main team is a Smite, I assume Smite Prot, and Heal, and this guy was running Crip Anguish earlier in the day. Let's see. He might be still running it, he might be Donmez though. No, he's Donmez. E-Surge. And EOC is chasing out the split of Rudy. And this is a situation where I think EOC can score kills easily, but Rudy cannot. EOC have a lot of spike power, assuming that they're running Mind Shock. They are. Nice. Spike coming out. Yeah. Almost goes down. And this is why it's very risky for Rudy. Mind Burn. Wastrels! Okay, that's going to help Rudy big time, that they have a Wastrels. Almost dies again though. It's close. It's going to help them, but it's still not going to give them the advantage unless it's a long engagement, where the Ellies have to cast a lot and eventually run low on energy. Mind Burn taken out by the PI. And if EOC don't score a kill soon, then they may need to disengage this 4v4. Going for the Monk though. Monk is Dark Escape, so good on the Monk. He's also got Word of Healing, which is nice. So EOC need to disengage this split. The allies will be low in energy now. Ooh, don't want to eat the cripple as you're escaping. And EOC is in a little bit of an awkward position now. Since their split is a bit low in energy, I'm assuming they're going to have trouble establishing map control over the center here. It really is up to Rudy right now. Good thing for EOC that they had the flag capped. That does allow them to maintain some level of map control. Otherwise, if they were still trying to run the flag, then they'd have nothing going for them. They score a kill on the flag and return it, so that is going to open up the center for their weakened split side. Yep, it's always very important to have control, or at least a good presence at the flag stand when you're running a split like this, because if they didn't, in that situation where the allies get low, there's really not much you can do on the map. Anyhow, looking good for EOC. Doesn't seem like Rudy is ever really getting close to scoring kills at this point. With a Grand Dervish, it's going to be really hard for them. So even though they can shut down the 4v4 on the split side, it's going to be hard to score kills because they just don't have the power to do a lot of damage quickly like you would with the Hammer Warrior. So it should be healable by the Monk for EOC. You should be able to catch any time that an ally gets caught out. Unless they get really lucky and all the Wastrels damage hits at the same time with the Peace Spike and with Shatter and all that. And then EOC should have the time to realize that they're getting low and should have the time to disengage. Whereas Rudy had a Hammer Warrior, it would be potentially a different story. And now we have another stall position. Care to explain why 4-4 split? I mean, in my time it was more common to 5-3. Yeah, 5-3 is more common. 4-4 is usually doesn't work very well when you have a dedicated 4-4 split because it means that you're guaranteed to lose on one side pretty much. The reason why Rudy is doing it is because, yeah, they play meme builds. They don't play the best builds, they play the most fun builds, and it's fun to them to play weird stuff. So yeah, 4-4 is almost always weaker. The game is stalled for a minute, so I'm just going to put this on autoplay and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back and it looks like I just missed a little engagement at the back door. Can anyone from EOC or Rudy let the chat know, is this a stall for 26 minutes or does stuff happen soon? Anyone know? Nothing happens until 24 minutes. Oh no! What do we do? Bro, this needs a fast forward button. Ah. Do we watch another one or do we wait around for what, 14 minutes, 15 minutes? Ah man. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna skip this one because I just don't have enough time to be waiting around for 15 minutes. And we're gonna move on to another match. I'm sorry about that. I wish we had a fast forward button. Alright. Let's see who won this. So, who is in the next round? It's EOC. So EOC won, and they were the team that was already winning. So next up, we have Mile. Mile versus IV. IV still running this Dervish Necro, this Curses Dervish. Very interesting bar. They got the most likely Dark Escape Mesmer, the Rend Ranger, who has been running Magebane sometimes, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is Malshot this game because of the map. And from Mile, we have Singust. Alright. Singust with the Dervish Ritz. I think the theory behind the Dervish Rit, that's a Zinray's Dervish, is to help you against split builds. They'll help you when you need to split up your team as Singust. I think that Singust banks on having enough damage, even when they trade one of the Gusts for a Zinray's Dervish. Um, but I'm not 100% sure the thinking. But yeah, I think it's because it gets a little dicey. Like they would prefer to respond to split by sending back the Prot Monk, which means that you're Prot Monk and 8 Monk, which means you only have 1 Monk a main, which gets dicey. So I think that's when the Zinrays comes in and helps the solo heal Monk at main. Anyhow, we have the main team engagement. Second flag on the Warrior for IV. No second flag for Mile, and they did cap. So Mile is all in right now. The number 8 actually is over here defending the Ranger. Ranger's running Melshot, so he does not have Magebane. And IV just have to survive this initial onslaught. And if they do, then they might be in an okay position, but it's not easy to survive this initial fight against Singust. It's a lot of damage. And usually they run PNH, which I don't think will help them much in this game. So hopefully they have AOF. Up PNH. So a little bit harder again. I wonder how this Curses Dervish does. He's got Shadow of Haste, I think, which I believe is a really underrated skill. Shadow of Haste, a skill that takes 2 seconds to cast, 5 seconds to recharge, and makes people attack 50% slower and is AoE. It's a Hex spell. I don't see him using it, so maybe he got it interrupted or something. but I think it's a very, very strong and underrated skill, in my opinion. It's too bad that Curses just sucks in general, so you can never play it. Not using it, so I guess he doesn't have it. Maybe he swapped it out for something else. Oh, he does have it. Shadow of Fear, not Shadow of Haste. Shadow of Fear, and they got interrupted. Yeah. Ranger's still pulling back the 8 Monk. But yeah, pulling back the 8 Monk is not going to do much while they... Well, I mean, this guy's running Flag. Dervish Rit. So just the 2 Monks are main of Mile, but the Singust has enough damage that they don't have to care about facing, what, 3 damage? While the Warrior runs Flag. So as long as Mile don't get too far behind on Flag, looks like they'll be safe. In IV, you have to be careful. Running through on the Dervish Necro. I think there's a backup here though, right? Yep. And it gets interrupted. Back up here on the Dervish Rit. Double running. So IV's double running. That's something that I would guess Mile would be hesitant to do, because they would have to either double run on the Assassin that has his own speed boost or the Ellie. And if they do that, then I don't think they have any kill threat whatsoever. And it doesn't feel nice when you don't have a kill threat as Singust. It feels kind of embarrassing. So yeah, just single running on the fleeting stability. Zinray's Dervish. I don't know where to put this map. It's kind of awkward no matter where I put it. Also, interestingly, Staggering Force. This is an Earth Prayers Dervish, something you don't see very often. Something used to see occasionally around like 2013, before people just started playing Harrier's Grasp all the time, because it's such a better skill. It's a really overpowered skill. So, I don't understand why you would play the Earth. Oh, I guess this is like an old school guild, right? The old stuff. Even though IV's been double running, they're still not ahead on Flag. Maybe they didn't double run that much. Maybe just once or twice. IV's getting a little bit low occasionally. And Mile is not. They're not double running this flag. Yeah, look, they're getting low. Mile is not low at all, and IV is getting low. So this is... IV needs to change something. Because this is not looking good. And double running now on the Dervish. He's going to grab the flag, but IV just has... I mean, they have no kill threat at all. A lot of enchant remove, which is cool. There's the Shadow of Haste on this Assassin. Sorry, Shadow of Fear. But it got removed by something. I didn't see what. I don't get it. Ivy double run that flag, they're still behind. It feels like they're still no further ahead. Or still in the same position that they were, even though they double run. Maybe they need to double run sooner. This one they're just single running. No one's even going back. 3 monks because the Sins are glass cannons. Well, Mile only actually have 2 monks a main, and then they have the Dervish Writ, which offers a little bit but not that much healing. They're actually defending the Ranger with a solo monk, which is normally insane in any other build. But they can afford to because they're running Sin Gust, they have a huge amount of damage. Now Ivy stopped running the flag, actually. It's just a flat 7v7. Ivy's going to let Mile boost, it seems. They put a little bit of pressure on Mile there, but now the pressure's gone, and Ivy go back to run flag. Maybe that's why they're perpetually behind, because they maybe look for opportunities like that. So you'd think the Sins are glass cannons. I'm just reading the chat. You'd think that they are, but with the Gust, they're actually... You don't want to line back them, because they have a huge amount of damage, and you go to line back them, you're going to get KD'd by Gust, and they're going to turn around and kill you. And it's very hard for your monks to catch that, because they can't tell which target the Sin is going to burst on. So it's like they're glass cannons that you don't want to attack. Of course, it's a different story if you have Ellies, and then you can put a lot of damage out onto them. But you got to keep in mind that they get healed up by Vig Spirit as well. See the 7 monk is Vig Spirit, he uses it on the assassins. Assassins attack a lot and heal themselves up. Unfortunately, the Dervish Writs, I think, the Zinray's Dervishes, don't make for as exciting games as if it was an additional Gust Ellie. As we're seeing now. The Assassin Bar has to gimp himself a little bit to bring his own speed boost so he does a bit less damage. As he doesn't have a second Gust on his team. Getting close there again. No enchantments up on the assassin there. Didn't get the deep wound from his offhand. Does Ivy have any way of winning this? Seems like there's no damage. Yeah, they pretty much have no kill threat. They're looking again for a window here. See the warrior that's normally running flag has stopped running and he's looking for a kill. They put out a little bit of pressure onto Mile, but yeah, it's they're sacrificing the flag to do that. And they're still not getting that close. They are just kind of waiting to lose. Unless they can actually start scoring kills in those windows, it's they're just waiting to lose because they have no other win condition. Going back to run now. They don't even have big windows either because they're not double running that much and they're also not slowing down flags. Not that they could, because their ranger... Well, the ranger's actually a main now, but he was on split. The ranger that would normally slow down flags wasn't there to help, and this dervish rather doesn't even have harriers. And definitely doesn't have pious signet, so he can't slow down flags much. So no win condition for IV currently. Going back to double run flags, it looks like, to build up an advantage so that they can look for another window. But Mile is also double running flags in response. Perhaps that's why even when they double run they never got ahead very far. Yeah, curses Dervish even just trying to block the flag. Yeah, they just don't have a build that lets them make plays, really. They don't have enough snares, don't have enough targeted damage. They don't have enough characters that can do their own damage. Power drain on the Mesmer, by the way. That means, I'm guessing he doesn't have double energy burn, energy surge. He probably just has E-surge. Actually, I don't know. Maybe he does. Not sure what he has. Power spike. The Mile's under some pressure now. All the damage of IV is here together. They just count the flag on the warrior, putting out a little bit of pressure. But will it be enough? They are not running a flag right now. There is Rigor Mortis on the 7 monk. I think that Mile also has double Prot D, which makes them even harder to kill. Fortunately for IV, the Dervish has some counter to that with Rigor and with Defile Defenses. But no, not able to score a kill. Now they go back to run on the warrior. It looked like they did get close at that time though, at least. Or they got close to taking a death there too. Rend on the Gust. End condition. What's his elite? Is he also running PNH? No, Aura Faith. Aura Faith with Mend condition doesn't have jaw. Wonder why that is. Maybe it's for the additional healing if he gets split up. Who knows? Now it's the Dervish splitting, going for the Footman. Will be matched by the 8 monk there. Rangers in the back door though, here we go. Ivy's looking for a win condition now. So Dervish front door, as I said, countered by the 8 monk, which means that there's no response for the Ranger. That means that this Dervish Ritz, the Zinray's Dervish, is going to have to defend one of them, which is going to mean that Mile has to run flag on the Assassin. Either that or the alley, but most likely the Assassin with Storm Gins. I feel like this Ranger could be a little bit faster. Oh no, he's got the 8 monk on him now, so of course he can't be any faster than that. Did a good job. And Dervish was... yeah, is defended by the Sinrays now. So now that they're looking for win conditions, they might be able to get back into the game. They're losing their footman now though. Trying to run... oh, this is not good. Trying to run flag in on number 8. I don't know about that. This is while Mal runs a flag in on the Assassin, and they're doing that because, of course, the Dervish was countering the Ranger. So that allows... ooh, a death there. So... wow, okay. Base res. Uh-oh. All of a sudden, not so good for Mal. So just as I was saying that it was dangerous for IV to run flag on the 8 there, it pays off as they're able to kill and base res the number 7 monk of Mal. Huge. Huge. That might be their last kill though. As Mal is stabilizing, the number 7 monk is back. Number 8 monk is also back. Base is undefended. This may be a bit of a mistake. I think that the 8 came through the portal. But he's going to sacrifice some of his base. Perhaps just an archer, so it's not the end of the world. But this archer is an important archer as it does help with entourage. So great job by IV there. They found a kill window. Props to them. Impressive. Running flag on warrior, double running with dervish. Probably going to look for another window to do that. I'm guessing what they'll do is... Look at this, assassin is double running. I'm guessing what they'll do is after this dervish passes the flag, he'll probably go for footman. While the dervish Rid here is out of position and won't be able to defend them, and that will allow them to get the footman down. I'm guessing based on how they're playing this at the moment. They're actually going for a kill right now. Gotta be careful. Okay, so we'll see what they do. IV's ahead on flag, quite far ahead on flag, so after this cap, it will be a window. Oh, they're running flag on the 8, and their warrior gets low in the process. They're actually double running again, so they're not looking for a window yet. They're just continuing to double run, but I don't know about running on 8 right now because they're not going to kill, right? So what's the purpose of running on 8? You would do that so you can get a window to kill, but they're just getting low. Oh, and you know what? Mile is not even capping. They're holding the flag, so now IV's stuck holding on 8. I guess that's better than holding on a front line like they were going to. Maybe not better, but you don't want to be stuck holding on front line. So actually both teams are playing okay. Mile making a smart move there, but not capping. Forces IV to pull back. Who did they drop the... Okay, they dropped flag to the Dervish Necro. That's nice. Now here's their opportunity. Here's the window that they're looking for. The Dervish that was waiting for the second flag, since he has to wait forever, he now goes to the back door. And the Knight's getting balled up on the Ranger. This is a big moment. There's no way that Mile could have known that this was coming, because this Dervish has been out of their sight this whole time. This Dervish won't be able to survive the Knights forever though. The Ranger should have stayed there so that he can tank them. One Knight goes down. Hopefully they can get another one. He misses the Guardian. Can he get the Rend off? No, he doesn't look for the Rend. Dervish has to pull back. So one Knight down. That's better than nothing. But I think IV's going to need more than that because Mile have a very strong 28 build. 4 healers. Singast. Very strong 28. But really smart by IV finding these windows. Ivy keeping the split going though. I don't know about this. These guys are not going to be able to accomplish anything on split, and they must know this, which means that Ivy is probably looking for a window somewhere at main team. They are bringing flag out on the Dervish Necro, while Mao has been running on the Stormjin's assassin. Holding for a moment, now he goes to run it in. I don't see how Ivy's going to make a window out of this. They're pulling the Knight now, but this is nothing's going to come of this. If anything, they could die if the Dervish has Signet of Pious Restraint. Yeah, which they do. So now that the assassin comes back, he's not gonna go for it. But there's no way that IV's gonna get any more NPCs in this configuration. On the other hand though, as long as this assassin runs the flag, IV is at no risk at main team. And with 3 damage against 2 monks, they potentially could get a kill, although it would be extremely difficult. They're not running the flag though, so this assassin can now come to main, which... He's not going to do that actually, he's going to keep running. Yeah, as the Dervish Necro of IV goes to run more. Oh, you know what? The 3 damage at main includes this Dervish Necro, so it's still going to be very difficult to kill. It's just the Warrior, Dervish Necro, and Mesmer, so... Actually, that's not that bad of a combo to train down a monk. But, anyway. Mile now looking for an opportunity, looking to make something happen. They have collapsed with the flag running Assassin, using the Signet of Pious Restraint to snare the split of IV. And they're going to find a kill on the Dervish, and looks like on the Ranger as well. The Ranger's big stance is now down, small stance is used. Assassin is leaving, perhaps a little bit early. Nope, do manage to kill the Ranger, just in time. And Assassin went up Portal instead of running flag. I guess they have the flag here on the Zinray's Dervish. And there's a big ball here in this choke point. Gus doing some work. Lightning, or shock gets erupted, not lightning touch. Gust again. Yeah, shutting down the Ellie so that he can't do much in the choke. Ellie's dead. Yeah, Ellie's in heaven. Literally in heaven as he died. Mile caps flag. IV no longer looking for flag, they're just looking to make something happen here. So Ellie's going to be boosted back to full morale in a minute and a half, most likely. Yep, snare on the warrior that's trying to go back to run the flag from the Zinrez Dervish. And neither team really has that much damage. At least not enough to force through kills easily. So we're approaching 28. The base advantage goes to Mile. Sorry, goes to IV, but the build advantage goes to Mile. "25 minutes, almost 26. And what is Mile gonna do? It's gonna be interesting to see how much this Dervish Necro offers in the base defense against the two assassins. The 50% slow on the attack speed is probably going to be pretty strong, and the constant enchant removal on the assassins is also probably pretty strong. But Ivy is getting a little low already. They do cut the flag actually. There was no boost, believe it or not, so I managed to stop the boost. Still no split for the low damage. Now they're going for it. Warrior. Just a warrior right now. Number 7 is trying to leave, but he's getting followed. Assassin is going to defend the base for a Mile. So for Mile, it's 2 monks and assassin. They're pushing with 2 front and a monk. Dude, what? Mile is only defending with 1 monk. 1 monk. Am I crazy or is that correct? Dude, they're pushing with... No. Hang on. They're pushing with 2 monks and the Dervish Writ. They're only defending with 1 monk. And only one assassin for damage. This is a risky play by Mile. And they somehow also die on the front side despite having 3 healers. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, he's back up though. Now the prop monk of IV's on the way to the base. And IV is going to get a huge amount of lore damage. Oh no, but the dervish goes down. Warrior has a res though. He has the pact. Prod is almost here for IV. If he gets here, then IV, I think, might win this game. Because I think that Mile has not defended correctly. So, they're on the Lord now. Mile's on the Lord now. Man, IV's having trouble keeping themselves up. This is actually going to be quite close. I don't know who's going to win, but I would guess IV. No, it's Mile. Mile win. I guess they just must have pumped out more lore damage. Must have been really close though. Really close. Whew. So well played to Mile. Man, that was a long game. That was a very long game. Mile pushing with 3 healers at 28. Paid off. So, what could they have done differently? So IV defended with the Dervish Necro, Mesmer, and Ranger. That's a pretty good defense, but it's what allowed Mile to push with 3 healers. Would it have even made a difference though if IV had sent an extra damage to Mile's base and forced Mile to only push with 2 healers? I don't know if it would have made any difference. Anyhow, well played to both teams. Nice long game. Seen that one. We've seen that one. Semi-finals. We're almost there. Almost at the finals. Semi-finals. We've got GvG versus EOC and Mile versus XLS. Okay, I'll put the Mile game after. And let's check out GvG versus EOC. Will EOC run their Ellie build again? Nope. Nope. 3 Mesmers. Okay. Definitely not their Ellie build. So, EOC, 2 front, 3 Mesmers, probably running AOD, perhaps running Soul Barbs here. Got the Mesmer Necro. Sometimes people play, what is it? It's that fast casting elite that makes everyone cast faster on a target so that you don't get rupted when you do the AOD chain. Anyhow, and GvG playing their standard triple front 2 Mes with the Lisa. And Dervish Prot. This is going to be interesting. We'll see, will the Mesmer train work? There's definitely no PNH for GvG because it's Divine Favor and they have a Dervish on Prot. So no Omega spec. GvG a little bit hesitant. Yep, stolen speed, that's it. So who has the AOD? There it is, AOD. Oh, quick remove. I don't know if he got the AOD, but that was a really fast remove. Oh, the number 8 of EOC already goes down. I don't know how that happened, but I feel like it probably shouldn't have. They do have wastrels, so they're running the old school version of this build. Or I guess the normal version of this build. Just training out the Mesmerit. Mesmerit does not have a wastrels cancel. The best thing he's got is Mind Rack and his interrupts. But if there's any frustration, then those are very easy to interrupt by European Mesmers. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Oh no, if Lemming had just kept attacking there, he might have scored the kill. They're still close though. Any deep wound? There's Aegis. And he goes down. Okay, so it's begun. But now EOC have to run a flag. No GG giving up position, knowing or realizing that maybe they can't win this in a straight up 8v8 given the builds. Looking for the Mesmer Assassin, but he at least does have a bit more of a Wastrel's cancel in dash. So running flag now on... I think this is the Wastrel's Mez. Yeah, it's the Wastrel's Mez. And no GG looking to run their next flag on the Dervish, the Lisa Dervish. Not easy to push into Footman though with this build, especially while you're running flag. So EOC is going to have to pull back. Yep, it has begun, the road to the 60th Mesmer. There's not much that no GG can do to keep this Mesmer alive other than keep his position very far back, try and make sure they don't get behind on flags to try and force the Wastrels to constantly run flag. And they're also splitting, which is great, because that can also pull back another damage. It's more likely to pull back a monk though. Yeah, it's pulling back a monk. Ooh, EOC took a death there. So EOC have the flag cap now. They've got 2 monks. They have to hold on until no GG has to run the flag. They're perhaps diving a little deep. Diving into Footman. Oh, hang on. EOC don't have the flag cap. EOC don't have a flag. This is actually not a good position for EOC now. And now that they're defending... Oh, they're defending with a monk while they don't even have the flag capped. And they're pushing into Footman. Ah, bit of a throw there. I think they just maybe got a bit excited and went a little bit too much all in. They don't have a way to defend the Lisa other than collapses or the number 8 monk. And defending with the number 8, not running flag, diving into Footman. Just a little bit too all in on all fronts. And punished for it. And now it's going to be hard to come back from that because... I mean, how do you even come back from that? You got to kind of turtle, right? Because in order to come back, you have to be able to run the flag. But you're going to have a Lisa splitting your base while you're running the flag. So you have to defend the Lisa with the 8 monk, because you can't collapse while you're running flag, because you split your team in half. So they have to defend with the 8 monk. Like, collapse isn't open to them until they can get the flag in. Lisa is giving them a little bit of space here though. He's not pressuring backdoor, which I think is a big mistake. This allows EOC to get the flag out, which means that if he does split, they can respond to it. EOC is doing a very good job here, regaining their ground a little bit. Backup flag is still a bit away as well for no GG. Okay, there's actually a window here for EOC. Bit of a window. Mesmer Rit is sitting very far back. They're trying to dive him. They've got the frustration. You can see that was a slow power spike. They're on top of him. Number 8 is defending. Okay, this is the small window that they have. Dervish here of no GG is running the flag in. Once this Dervish caps, EOC is on a very limited timer. And the Mesmer Rit escapes, which means that they have to pick a new target. They've got to pull back. They've got to collapse now, probably. They won't be able to run the flag out from this position. They probably have to collapse, and then once they flush the Dervish out, then run the flag together. But I doubt they're going to be able to do it. They're dying on the pullback. No, it's too difficult. And this is after time. After time death on the heal monk. Yeah, very nice play by no GG. Just, I mean, pretty much perfect. The flag position actually ended up being very good because it allowed them to pull back and cap the flag over the top after they pull back. So no GG is playing pretty much flawlessly. Except for that opening where they perhaps underestimated EOC a little bit. But now they're just playing. I mean, what else can you say? Their movement is really good. What is your opinion, Nick, if no GG are flagging on the Derv the short way? Would you prioritize stopping the flag to the Mesmerit? Once the Mesmerit is back that far, you have to change target. And yeah. I think they would have had to go for the... It's easy to say in hindsight, right? So in hindsight, they weren't able to get the Mesmerit. He survived and he got back far enough. And so with hindsight, you would say they should have gone for the Dervish. But by the time by the time they saw there was no chance of getting the Mesmerit, the Dervish had already gotten the flag in basically. So they would have had to switch away from the Mesmerit when they still had a small opportunity to kill him, which is a hard decision to make. But yes, in hindsight, I would say that they should have prioritized the flag, because once the flag is capped, of course, they're in an extremely dangerous spot. So if they can stop them from capping the flag, then that allows them to maintain this position in which they have a kill threat. But yeah, it's very difficult. So yeah, really well done to no GG. Very nice play. Next, we have Mile again versus XLS. What will Mile... Oh, okay. You got a spicy build out of Mile this time. No more of that 4 healer Sin Gust nonsense. We are going for a 6 damage Grit Paragon Spike. Actually can be a difficult build to pull off on this map sometimes. It sort of depends. It's definitely not the best map for this build, I'd say. But it depends on how quickly you kill, how early you kill, and whether the other team is willing to split with the number 8 monk. So XLS, if they want a chance, they have to start splitting. They have to always run the flag, and they have to start splitting early, and they have to split with the 8 monk so that he can take off the snare. Because this 8 Ellie of Marl will respond to splits, and he has Invoke and a snare. And when Marl collapses, they're going to collapse through the back door, and if they can snare, then there's no way for XLS to escape. But if XLS can remove the snare, then they can run all the way through Marl's base, connect back with their main team, and it just puts Marl behind on flag. So most of the time, teams will fight straight into the Rip Paragon Spike and only start doing the split strategy later on. But if you start doing it later on, you're already DP'd, it can be difficult to recover. Anyhow. The Magger is saying that Private's laughing about me saying that 8 has to split to remove the snare. Which one is Private? Private, I guess, yeah, Private's the ranger, so I guess that he gets snared and killed a bunch. That would be really unfortunate. If it always feels weird when you're against a massive amount of damage to be splitting off your 8 monk off the bat, leave your 6 and 7 alone against the damage, but it's the only way to get the split going. Otherwise you just get collapsed and instant killed every time. just accumulate DP and it gets worse and worse. You have to open up the base. You have to be able to run through the base. That's the only way to survive the collapses. And the monk is important to that. Mesmer as well is also very good at that because you can interrupt the snares, you can interrupt the damage as you're collapsing through, because the main team of Mile is going to be collapsing through the back door like this, but the split response is usually already going to be in the base doing damage to your characters that are running through. So having a Mesmer to interrupt and a monk to heal is very good. So no deaths yet. XLS have the flag capped. They have the center of the map. So it's a good start. Very good start. Great start to the game. And oh, look at that! Holy Veil! Alright. Alright. No men touch. He's got Holy Veil. He was ready. That's ballsy. How did he know to bring Holy Veil? Oh man. Private was ready for this. How did he know? Because previously they played Singust and they had a Dervish Writ with Cripple Signet. So you would think, you see them play Singust with Signet of Pious Restraint, you would bring Men-Touch on the Ranger. But he just goes all out and goes Veil, the perfect skill to bring in this situation. It means that he should be able to escape all of the collapses, pretty much. You didn't even know he had it? Yeah, wait till this Ellie finds out he has it when he starts trying to cast the Hex. He's going to wait until he's in a position where the Ranger can't erupt. He's going to start casting the Snare Hex, and he's going to see that it takes 4 seconds instead of 2. And he's going to flip out. Oh, look at that. There's Daze as well. Now it's going to be, what, 8 seconds to cast the Snare? Oh, he's got Chilling Wind, so it's meant to last even longer. I hope the yeah, there we go. Here we go. Does he... No, he's not removing it. Did he get baited on the other Hex? Oh! Chilling Winds, though. It doesn't Hex, right? Does it? Like, if it does the damage, that means it doesn't Hex? No, it means that it covers. Okay, so he can cover with Chilling Winds if Private's not fast enough to remove it. Oh, dude, they're getting collapsed here. And they're dead. Okay. That's just sad. And apparently Private didn't tell anyone at all that he had Val. He had the counter skill of all counter skills to have on Ranger in this matchup. And he didn't even tell anyone on his team. Bruh. Anyway. It's only 1 death, fortunately, but definitely don't want to take more deaths on the Dervish, especially this early on. XLS now sacrificing NPCs. They're not going for the flag, they're not going for the split. They have to make something happen. They can't be giving up NPCs this early and getting nothing in return. Oh, was that a... that was a... How did that get removed? I'm a bit confused what happened there. Looked like he got snared, but it got removed by Holy Vow, but it looked like the Ranger was too far away to hold a Holy Vow that far. So maybe the timing was just lucky on the remove? I don't know. Ranger should be running flag, not the warrior. With the Holy Vow. It looked like the Vow would have been removed too early though, but I guess it wasn't, is what I mean. Anyway, XLS has to make something happen really quick. They've got to cap this. They can cap this. They can cap this flag. They should do it. Dude, they're running out of time. Miles gonna pull back. And this dervish is gonna die. He's sacrificing himself. He's suiciding for no reason. He doesn't have to do this. Oh, missed the concussion shot as well. Holy Vow, nice, and interrupt anyway, so didn't even need to remove the Vow. That was an extremely risky move. How's he regenning? Does he have... He has Pious Renewal. Or that skill that gives him plus 24 armor. Okay, that's good. He must have it, right? Because there's nothing else that could have healed him. Okay, so Dervish has a great skill as well to counter. XLS actually has a decent counter build. A very good counter build if you think about it, because they got the individual skills on the split characters. They got the two Mesmers as a main. They actually have a good build for this. Yeah, I can see him regenning. He's very tanky then. Very tanky. I thought he was just going to suicide because he eats the bleeding, he degens a lot. Takes huge amount of damage from the air rally, but no. Tricked me. Tricked me with that Pyre skill. Valve Party, that's what it's called. Valve Party. But this is still not good. XLS hasn't accomplished anything. And they've lost a knight, I think. Yep, already lost a knight. They're not threatening any kills at main. When Mal go for the knights, XLS is not making any plays. Despite the amazing builds that they have. See, they're pushing too late. Miles spent a good amount of time there, I think maybe 20-30 seconds trying to kill that knight. And XLS only start looking for the play after Miles starts pulling back. Bit of a mistake. Now XLS are going to regen and they're going to go again. Going for the monk that time. Now going for the knight. Oh, lost the knight. Lost the knight. At least XLS is doing something this time. But not enough. But hey, at least they are pushed in and doing things. This is great to see. They do probably want to split out another damage though. If they split out maybe the Mesmer Assassin, that would be really nice. Because Mile have two characters that they can respond with. They like to respond with the Prod Monk and with the 8 Ellie. That's how their build is designed. But they don't have a great response to 3 split damage characters. In fact, 3 split any characters. Would be the 8 Monk. As long as XLS splits a third character, Miles' build does not have a good response. It forces them to pull back the whole team for it. So if they would just split one more character, it could put them in a really nice position. Because they are running out of time at main team. They've taken some DP now. They're losing pit NPCs. They've now lost that outside. They've lost the inside archer, sorry, the pit archer. They've only got one archer and bodyguard left. They're running out of time. They need to split more. This warrior doesn't need to be here, for example. He's not going to score a kill. Mesmer Assassin would be a great option to run out. He's quite squishy. He offers a little bit of defense, but not much because he probably only has one interrupt. Most of his bar is damage, and he's not going to score a kill, so there's not much advantage to him being here. There's a flag return, but Miles pulling out. I don't get, like, XLS should run a flag. It would be so good for them if they ran a flag, because that would be as if they split a third character. Because one of these, they'd want to run flag on one of these split defense characters. But then one of XLS's guys would be undefended. So in other words, Ma would have to pull back the whole team if XLS caps. Maybe that's why they're not capping. They don't want to pull back Mile because they feel safe when they're not at risk of collapse. But they're just waiting to lose though by doing this. They have to start pulling Mile out of the main. Splitting off more characters, capping the flag, doing all the things you'd normally do in a desperation split scenario. And while the Dervish is slash Rit, because he has Vow Piety, I don't know if he has res, so they may not have any reses now. Now they're going for the kill, but what's the point, you know? Even if they score the kill, like NPCs, they have to get down NPCs because they have to threaten winning the game. You know, scoring kills is just going to force Mal to come back and res them, and then they're going to be back at full morale again. They have to get down NPCs so that they can end the game within some meaningful period of time, but they're not able to do it. And it looks like it's pretty close to game over now. Yep. Damn. So XLS is so unfortunate because XLS had such a good build for this. Honestly, the builds don't really get much better for this sort of matchup, but are just not able to put it together, unfortunately. It does take some specific experience. I feel like you have to have played against that build on that map. That Rip Paragon 6 damage build on that map, or at least a build like it where you have to do a panic split to understand the way that you play against it. So it does take specific experience, but yeah, unfortunate. Great job to Mile. They played it perfectly. They responded to the splits properly. They did everything that they were meant to do. They got in for NPCs. They came out. They slowly got their advantage. Built it up over time. And yeah, played perfectly. So we've got one more game to OBS, I think. Yep, one more game to OBS. No GG versus Mile in the grand finals. And it's on Worms. Finals on Worms. Actually, you know what? I think I saw this finals on Worms in 2015 was the last time. I think I saw this month final on Worms. And I think it was it like a game with 6 or 7 Zuridervs or something? Lisa Dervs? Oh, my memory's failing me a little bit. But anyway. Yeah, no GG versus Mile. Oh, what is this build out of Mile? We've got 2 Mesmers and a Necro. 2 Dervishes. We've got triple front, double Mez out of no GG. So no GG playing their standard build that's been doing work for them all map, that they've played perfectly. I don't know how they're playing it so well. Like, they're not making barely any missteps at all. I don't know what they've done, what they put in their coffee this morning to play so well. Anyhow, so looks like the idea from Mile is they're going to solo split this Necro because Necros are very good in 1v1s. This Necro in a straight up 1v1 will destroy this Mesmer, no problem. The problem, however, for a Necro solo split like this is that it takes a long time, and usually by the time you would win your 1v1, the other team can help respond to you with more characters. And you're good at 1v1, but you suck at 2v2, you suck at 3v3, and pretty much everything else you suck at as well. Because you don't have any shutdown. You just have a lot of healing, basically. And a lot of low energy damage skills. Yeah, shouldn't have been cancelling his life siphon, now he's burned himself out of energy. Should have also used BR before he went into the engagement. So, a bit of mistakes already from the Necro here. And he's also, I don't think he has a sup rune. He took a lot of damage there from the blood renewal, I think. No, he does have a sup rune, sorry. 200 is a sup rune. How does he have so much health then? Maybe it's normal and I'm just tripping. Anyway, just a few missteps from the Necro there. Shouldn't have cancelled his 10 energy skill. Also interesting, the Mesmer Assassin has 2 interrupts, I think. Which means he probably doesn't have Snare. Yeah, obviously Power Spike and Cry. Necro had a good start to this engagement. He should now stay in the engagement since the Mesmer doesn't have any interrupts left. Oh, there was a fast recharge. Oh, double fast recharges on the interrupts. Very lucky for the Mez. Oh man, that's super unfortunate. Luckily for the Necro, he has life siphon. Oh no, he goes down. Oh, that's so unfortunate. What are the chances? So, I thought he could have got away there, but he got caught out. He turned the corner a little bit. He ate the E-Surge, and he was on his 40-40. Oh, that's brutal. He can still do this with some DP. He can still take this 1v1. But he's got to be shaken up a little bit by it now. Got to be a little bit scared and worried that it might happen again. He should have stood forward a little bit, taking the engagement while the Mesmer was further away so that the Mesmer couldn't run on top of the shrine before engaging. He's doing okay now though, he needs to get his oppressive off. Oh, dodge the power spike, nice job. He needs to cast his skills. He needs to make sure that he uses his skills while the interrupts are down. Oh, lucky fast cast there, dodge the P spike that I think was on fast recharge, and now the Mesmer has to run. Perfect. Very nice job by the Necro. He should go back to the shrine now. But now a Dervish is coming to meet him. But no, he's not going to take the fight against the Dervish. Mesmer slips away. You know, funny thing, if he had stayed on the shrine, he probably would have uncapped it, and then the Mesmer might have actually died because he would have lost the health and degened out. So he should have stayed on the shrine. Next up, we have 1v1 between the Necro and the Elisa. Looks like the Necro used his strip a little bit early, and the Dervish was able to recast his heal. Not using his weakness either. Bit of a mistake. Looks like while this guy's a very good player, obviously, he's not very practiced in Necro splitting. I think he wasted his strip there again. Maybe he used it on the Harriers because he wanted to make sure he could escape. Yeah, I think he did. He's got to use his heal. Oh, he's in range of a monk, so he's fine. So yeah, a good player, but he's not got as much experience on Necro, it seems. So maybe he will develop as this match continues and improve. Anyway, at main team, what's going on? I kind of just want to watch this Necro POV. Looks like he's in a little bit of trouble now. Yeah, this is not a great position. The Necro is not very good at 2v2s. Another Dervish arrives. Yep, now these teams are probably going to collapse themselves together. Necro re-solo splits. And this Dervish should not follow because he wants to try and let his Necro solo, but the Necro will not find himself in a 1v1. Find himself in a 1v2 and eats the Harriers. Now he's gonna die. He's dead. He ate the Harriers from the spear and he he dodges that one. He's got to keep going. It's gonna be... No, he eats Harry's and he's dead. It's very unfortunate. He wanted the 1v1, but they didn't give it to him. Dude, no GG with the dishonor here. Too scared to 1v1. Anyway, main team. I guess nothing's happened to main team. It's kind of a stalemate. Mars monks are actually caught out. Yep. 3 damage. Hammer down the 2 monks. This is the grand final, remember, so this is for the gold cape. Pushing forward to try and res, but he's going to be pumped down. There's not enough healing for him with 2 monks dead. Yeah, this could be game. Yep, and that's game. That's the finals. Got Miles Dervish in no GG's base, but followed by the 8 monk. Got Necro going to the shrine, but the Lord is gonna die. And there you have it, gold cape for no GG. Second one this year, I think. Congratulations, and well played. Well played for the whole mat, not just this game. Very well played this game, good job. I think this is Cisterns on Mesmer Assassin. Played phenomenally there. Soloing the Necro in the first 1v1 and then escaping in the second 1v1. You know, not dying. Very well played. And yeah, congratulations. Good job to Mile as well to reach the finals. And they put out a good effort. Good to see a different build as well in the finals. Nice idea to try and rely on the solo split Necro. And yeah, hopefully see them pull out some unorthodox builds like that again. That'd be cool to see. Alright, thanks for watching. And at this rate, I guess I'll see you next mat, but hopefully I'll be able to ob some other matches before then. Yeah, the 20-year mat. 20-year anniversary mat. Alright, see you next time.